So when last we left off, the Fellowship of the Chili Sad had freed Ornidia from the thrall of the minions of Benthus. Aurelia's brother, Achiathan, and her other siblings, her sister Orphea, and her brother Diocles. From there, you guys had captured Orphea and slew Achiathan, but Diocles had eluded you. You learned that the people of Ornidia, however, were being kept prisoner by the Sahuagin Zebels in their city of Zanana. You guys were able to find some maps that basically led to that show where that city was. It was sort of south of the Menagerie Coast. So you guys sailed back after a brief encounter with the Dragon Eternal, which Wilfred and Erdek combined to planar shift. You guys made your way towards the Port Damali to sort of refresh on supplies and be able to sort of buy some new loot with your spoils of war, your plunder. However, when you guys arrived in Port Damali, you discovered wanted posters for Angvor under a different name, Malith Brontel. You guys asked a furball blacksmith named Yavik who knew Angvor, and you guys eventually made your way to the Wayfaring Traveler, where you're going to sort of spend the night. There you saw an Angvor, but with two horns, conversing with a woman you knew as Xylene out in the hallway. Angvor turned into a gas and was able to sort of get inside the satchel of this Malith Brontel. And you guys, and then as Xylene and Malith parted, Malith sort of cast a spell and told her to meet the Sahuagins at the docks for another shipment. The two parted ways, and the party decided to follow Malith. He was alerted by his arcane eye and dimension doored away from you guys. You guys continued your pursuit with good perception checks, and he turned down an alleyway where he had apparently laid a trap for you, and you guys fought a Solar, which you eventually managed to defeat. However, Malith was long gone by that point. Angvor, hiding in gaseous form in the satchel of Malith, sort of followed him to the palace of the Marquis of Port Damali. And this Malith shapeshifted, for you guys had seen back in the hotel that he was actually, in fact, a changeling. He wasn't a tiefling. And so this changeling shifted into a Marquesian fellow with sort of dark skin and a trim goatee and a man bun. And now in this other form, this changeling conversed with the Chamberlain and attempted to throw the Chamberlain off of the path of the Myriad, and instead put him, go after the revelry instead. You guys spoke to the body of the Solar, where the Solar told you that the name of his master was Enichthus. And then eventually you guys met up back at the Wayfaring Traveler, which is where we pick up tonight, as you guys are trying to figure out what your next steps are after this brutal fight with the Solar, but also this lead down at the docks.
Oh yeah, we had to go to the docks pretty soon, didn't we? Or we think.
We didn't have a timeline on it, so I'm assuming it's.
We had gone back to the room and short rested. Is that right?
You guys have already had a short rest.
Yeah, short. Well, I mean, if we're gonna head to the docks, I mean, there's no time to waste. It's gonna get to that point where we might catch something and we have to be there.
Like catch it late.
Yeah, or not catch it at all. Get late in the evening here, and they're gonna start their activity. So I agree. We can head down there. Head out.
All right. So you guys head down to the docks. There are multiple docks in Port Damali. Sorry. So which? Let's see.
How well would I mean, I would obviously know Port Damali fairly well. Which docks are going to be the ones that
Or sketchy.
not necessarily sketchy, but probably to deal with the Myriad or the revelry more, or how
Right. Let me pull up a map of Port Damali real quick. And I'll sort of give you guys a summary. Oops.
It's almost 3:17 in a row. That's 17, 17, 16.
All right. So as you guys look here, you see that you guys are sort of over in this area over here right now, sort of on the edge of the Gilded Esplanade, sorry. And so the potential docks with links to the Myriad might be up here in the Tumble Downs, or they might be down in the Larboard Light, sort of on this side over here. These are sort of more easily visible. So if you're coming in, your ship is probably going to be picked out if it's coming into one of the central docks, sort of in the center. But if it's coming from the north or the south, it's a little bit more hidden. So
Yeah, I mean, I know
There's two areas where
it seems like the docks near the Tumble Downs, over in that direction there, that's probably the sketchiest part of town here, and it probably would give the best cover for shipments from the Myriad coming in.
Sounds good to me.
I mean,
When,
we might be able to find,
when this lady left for the docks, did we see if she was going
that's
one way or the other?
Yeah.
I was in
You
the
were in the gases for.
gas form, and I was, so that's what I'm
Yeah,
saying,
We
I
left-
probably can't.
We followed the wrong
Yeah.
person, so.
I will say that you guys can make a retroactive perception check for when you guys left the hotel, because she was also leaving it. So the three of you who were
Not very great.
the main party.
Yeah.
yeah.
12?
No,
Eight.
no,
Uh, 14.
no. Then you guys saw which direction she was going. You guys were too focused on figuring out where this Malith Brontel was going. So you don't have a hint there.
Yep. I got.
Well, you know this city pretty well. If you've got a hunch one way or the other, I'd say we just roll with that.
I mean, there is one other spot on the other side of town, but I do think probably with, it seems like the seriousness of what should be going down. I mean, the Tumble Downs, the docks over there do seem to offer a little bit more security in a sense.
And there's Sourgans that they're eating too, right?
Yeah, it was, she was saying that the shipment from the Salvins.
We can go north.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right.
No idea, so let's go north.
Everybody just guard your coin purses.
All right. So as you guys begin,
Eye out.
So I'm assuming ARS is not with the party yet. Is that correct?
yeah, ours is not with the party yet. No.
No, he was the Solar Island's fault.
Yeah, we killed him last time.
Yeah, he could have been the Solar. You guys.
I mean, you're not, you didn't, that's true. You're not really a changeling, are you?
Yeah.
All right. So as you guys begin to make your way up into sort of the Gilded Esplanade, you know, sort of a which is sort of a more again, it's sort of it's a more commercial and more of a, it's not quite as commercial as say the Beaded Alley, but it's got, you know, more there's more hawking going on, you see more people. You begin to sort of make your way through the Gilded Esplanade up towards the north of town. You pass by the Crescents, which are residential and relatively sort of you know, quiet even at this sort of early hour of the night. You guys make your way down to the Beaded Alley, which again is the main marketplace, and down to the Tumble Downs. And so the Tumble Downs are a more sort of decrepit sort of favela or slum area of Port Damali. They're not quite as bad as some of the areas of say Rexentrum, but they're not, you know, they're worse than anywhere you saw in say Uthadern or you know, probably not. It probably wasn't even anything quite that bad in some of the. I mean, it's somewhere between. It's more like more of a slum, more of and so you guys make your way through sort of this area that's filled with sort of huts and hovels, and it's got people wearing rags rather than nice garments and nice robes. You head down to the docks there.
I have an idea.
Uh,
I could try to divine which docks we could go to,
We're already here.
and I tried to think that before.
You're gonna use divine intervention.
I could try it.
You know what? You're welcome to try.
I'm already here now.
Better late than never. If you
Yeah,
wanna
that's
try
true.
it.
I mean, it would save us looking around here.
Yeah,
Beeline it.
Know where she's at.
yeah, can I divine intervention to figure out which docks would be, what docks will be the shipments that we heard about?
Absolutely, yeah.
D100.
B100. Oh, that's a 60.
What does that mean?
It's a fail.
Means nothing. Yeah. You gotta roll under his level.
Yeah, gotta roll 11 or below.
It's a shot in the dark.
11%
What we're
chance.
doing right now.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Uh,
Well,
nothing.
wanna Start.
start looking out for, see if we can find.
Just
forget her name.
this lady, so.
Keep an eye out for her and Cyrano.
Sorry.
I've just thought of him, and yeah.
Southern Pot.
Sorry, don't come
I
back,
didn't
but
see
not
anything about the dogs. I just randomly thought about it.
He just popped in my mind.
Yeah, keep an eye out and look around, check and see if Celine is
Celine.
around, or
Yep.
there are any kind of suspicious looking ships that I would maybe personally recognize, maybe that could.
Yeah.
You need
salvage
salvage
ships.
markings.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're more welcome to make perception checks, group perception checks. As are you, ARs.
Oh, perception?
Or we went the wrong way, but we're gonna find that out pretty quickly.
It's a 24 ARS.
Okay. What the rest of the group roll?
22.
1.
Nice.
I didn't roll a 1. I got a 1.
25.
All right.
22.
All right. Great perception checks. You guys don't see any ships with Salgan markings on them. However, ARS, you do see a band of somewhat familiar travelers as you are sort of working undercover here in sort of the Tumble Downs. You see a familiar shape of a purple tiefling and a bronze dragonborn and a triton, trying to not be suspicious, but being very suspicious.
Can I try to sneak up on him?
Absolutely, make a stealth check.
Okay. I have advantage. 24.
All right. What are your guys' passive perceptions?
21.
Yeah.
21.
A 9.
All right. All right. So as you guys are sort of staring out there, looking out across sort of the harbor, staring into sort of this marina, you guys are looking for any Salgan markings. You don't really see anything. ARS, you are sneaking up on the party. What would you like to do?
I'd like to, I guess I'd like to casually walk up to them and say, have you guys seen the Frozen or the Chili Sad party anywhere? I hear they have quite the reputation around here.
No, I've never heard of them. Good day.
There is a house in Uthadern they call the Chili Sad. Been the ruin of many a villain.
Is it dark? Then I'm invisible to anyone's dark vision. So
Okay. All right.
So there's just some stranger.
If I want to
Voice
be.
coming out from around a corner
Um,
from a barrel.
And I'll say, hey, And I also say greetings.
Well-
It has been many moons since we have last encountered each other. How fair thou? I'm just joking. How are you guys doing?
Oh,
It's.
Where did you come from?
I didn't even see you sneak up on us.
Who is it?
I teleported in. You didn't hear the flash?
You guys know this guy?
What are you doing here, Aris? Clasp hands and say, welcome.
Yeah.
It's good to great to see you.
So, yeah, and I'll turn to Corey, what's your name?
Erdak.
Erdak. Send to Erdak and I'm like, I see you've improved your company since last we parted, looking at the rest of the chili staff. And who may you be?
Name's Erdak. I've been with this party for a few weeks now,
The best
I'd
dog.
say.
The best elf. Oh,
Yes.
yeah, another elf.
Yes.
Yeah,
I
so-
have a bald elf, if you didn't notice. In the darkness here.
Yeah,
He has his wig on right now, so you can't really.
yeah.
Yes.
And AR says, if you look at him, you see, so he's a little pale, but also this seems like sort of to blend into the shadows, and he, you can tell though, if you're familiar with that, he comes from sort of the Pallid Grove area perhaps, but just,
Where we
yeah, he
passed.
wears sort of a dark cloak and hood, and he has a hand crossbow slung to his side, and but also has what looks to be, I guess, an arcane, probably maybe a wand of some sort as well.
What are you doing?
Weren't you like in chains last we saw you?
I was.
He was being grappled by the
guards.
the guards of
Palo Grove.
yeah, the Pine Grove up in Instagram.
Yeah, we heard something about you coming through Palo Grove.
Yeah, we passed through there.
It is true, I was held in custody because of the misunderstanding with the rest of my party, but things have grown grimmer since you departed, and the evils that are around this area begin to encroach, and finally the ruling party decided that they needed to send someone out again and seek the source of the evil and eradicate it. So I was chosen to go out, but then I must come back within 3 months, or else they will come looking for me.
Well, how long have you been away?
Only about a week.
Oh, wow.
Strangely enough, I stumbled upon this city and
Yes.
heard some tales actually of your ongoing in the battle with the Solar, and so I decided to look around and see if the tales I might have heard were related to the party I once knew.
Insight check.
Absolutely.
Making it up or not.
Is he ARs or is he someone else?
That's true. We
Just
are
going
dealing
forward.
with a surprise like that. You look at the change.
Yeah, we are dealing with the changeling.
That's fair.
Not on you, like 25.
25. This is Aris. You recognize him, although he is much changed since you last saw him in Euthydern. He doesn't seem to have quite the temperament or skill set that you would quite remember him having. But this is the Aris you remember.
So I guess Carrick's still just locked up. And,
Was it
That's what I left him
about,
behind for collateral.
yeah, so it's been about a week since then, right? Or is
A
it?
little bit longer, I think.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been away. It's been a little bit longer than a week since you guys left the Pallid Grove and left Carrick there as a hostage.
Did you run into Carrick while you were there?
Did I run into Carrick?
No, you did not.
No, I did not. I certainly would have recognized an old friend like Carrick.
Yes.
Besides we all know how his feet smell. It's hard to.
You can't not notice him.
You know, if he's within the block or so, it's just.
Ah, there's Carrick going.
Well, what has led you here, and how that happened? I know you said there's some evil in these lands. I mean, we felt that ourselves, I think, in part. But how have you come about to Port Mali here? I mean, what brought you here?
DM, do you want to help me out, or you just want me to do something
Sure,
else?
yeah. So basically you were released sort of as part of the the ongoing sort of issues with the with Quadjeth the Undermaw and sort of so and it's basically you had originally been sent out to investigate them, to investigate the followers of Quadjeth, but sort of since you were sort of arrested for desertion and sort of brought back to Palo Grove, there's kind of been things have gotten worse, and so there's been rumblings, especially up from the far north, place like Isopros and some of these places like Isocross and sort of the Crystal Sands tundra that they're sort of proliferating, and so they really sort of the person that they felt like was most capable of going after the Quadjeth the Undermaw, and you made your way from Palo Grove to Port Damali, which is the nearest port to Palo Grove, to make your way back up north.
Yeah, it all came back to me just like that.
Oh, wow, that's
All right, thanks, you.
You didn't, so you came on a boat? Is that what?
No, you came overland to Port Damali to take a boat.
You didn't happen to run across any of the fish people while you were here, have you?
not. Sovereign.
I assume like Sourwinds are like not in the city, like you don't just like tend to see them walking around.
No, you have not seen any Sawagans since you came in here. So again, it is a little bit of a you're trying to figure out where the Sawagans be.
Yeah. That's what we're currently looking for, is a shipment of Sourgans that rolled in.
Bringing in something to the lady. I mean, we were just privy to a conversation with, if you've seen the wanted posters, there seems to be a picture of me running around named Malith. He has two horns, but he does look very similar to me. And we bumped into him and we're able to kind of smile on his conversation with a lady of the night. And it sounds like they're expecting, he told her to expect a shipment from the Salvins tonight. And we're trying to figure out what that is, because it may lead to some information we're looking for. And so that's how we ended up here at the docks, because I thought possibly the tumble downs, the docks over here, be a good place to bring in an illegal shipment.
It makes sense.
Yeah.
I think we picked the wrong docs.
So who is this woman you speak of?
Her name is Celine, and we met her a few weeks ago, actually on the road outside of Rextrom, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's when I came across the name Mela. She told me that she had seen me before, and I had never met this woman in my life.
Okay.
And she said, you were just in Nicodranus like 2 days ago, and I was not. So I was very confusing.
Are you sure you were not?
I can attest to that.
And then we traversed for the next few weeks and ended up in Port Damali here and on our kind of missions, and we saw her here as well, and so it was very suspicious.
Okay.
I did not know too much about her personally, other than she seems to be within the ranks of whatever is going on here.
Right, very good. And she's the one who's expecting the shipment from.
Yes, it's what the Malif, the changeling, we have found out. Will is able to see through
Through his appearance.
his magical disguise and prove that he is not strictly a tiefling, but he is a changeling, so he can be all sorts. He is within the ranks of the Marquis, as he was able to, when I followed him, changed into a Marquis servant or aide or something in the Marquis house. So he is
You can,
adaptable.
and so we may run into him whether we know it or not.
Yes. Just be wary.
Hmm.
I think that's why we were a little wary of you at first and taken aback by someone we had not expected to see.
Yeah.
But yes, so
As you guys are having this discussion, you see a feminine figure wearing sort of a silvery sort of a silver cloak and hood, holding a lantern, begin to make their way towards the docks, holding out a lantern.
I'll look over out of the corner of my eye and see this figure, and is this similar looking to Zelene?
It's far away. All you can really see is her profile, sort of like her figure. It could be.
Um, Well, someone comes, let's.
And I assume at this point, there's not a lot of people at the docks, right?
I mean, the docks are pretty
Bustling.
dead. Yeah, it's. I would say it's after dinner time, so you're starting to get like maybe 8 or 9. In the evening.
Okay.
Yeah.
Quick, guys, maybe we should find a place to shelter
Yeah,
away. hide up.
let's stay low.
Yeah.
I'm,
I'll pull up my hood.
and I'm pretty good at hiding and being stealthy if we want to follow, if we can follow her, if we want someone to follow her once she comes close.
That might be
That might be
Useful.
useful, yeah. Are you free to do this? You,
Yeah, I think it sounds like there is evil here, and the the people I'm seeking, they also mentioned the changeling, so there could be a connection there.
Interesting.
Well, apparently he's killed some important people.
Very
All right.
important.
yeah, he's got his footing into, could be almost anything at this point now.
So yeah, but I think it's a good idea to hide. So I think what ARs would like to do is look for a spot that's in the shadows and the darkness, but it's still within clear sight of sort of the road and the space where she's coming, but that will still be completely obscured, even when the lantern comes by.
Okay,
Get
well,
him.
how about we just like let's get in the mood. You guys want to take a look at the map and just kind of position yourselves on there? Yeah.
So we can get really stealthy
Uh.
by cutting off our lights.
Nice.
So 1 second while I'm
Pull the lights off. The camera's so bad we can't even really see anything.
We're all hidden.
Yep.
Go get a fog machine. Guys, it's okay. It's not too bad.
I'll give AR his guidance.
all right.
He probably won't.
If-
There it is.
Curly Hellhound sits.
One.
He's gonna get you. He's gonna get you.
Okay. Sorry.
No, it's just
Yeah.
I can do hide in plain sight.
That's a +10 for stealth.
Turn into a barrel.
you know.
Like on the dock, just like that.
So I can press myself. up
Okay.
against-
All right.
Yeah.
So let me just adjust where your sight is. Did that work? I guess it didn't work. Why didn't that work?
We're on ARs, actually.
You guys. So basically, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you guys each a chance to position yourselves, as sort of. But I need to first make sure that there's enough there's not enough sight.
Oh, that's ARs. I thought that was a woman.
No. There we go. Okay. Hopefully it'll adjust for you now as well.
All right, so you go,
I do vertical and you do horizontal.
you go left, I'll go right, and we see who's.
Who's stronger?
You go left, I'll go right.
All right, you guys might want to try refreshing.
All right. What's the shortcut on that?
F5.
It's a virtual tug of war.
Helpless Kuo Toa.
It's very close to.
Yeah.
Sokatoma?
Some old hippie cut him.
There we go.
See a couple people.
Wow, that is.
Yes, there's Angvor, there's Aris. I'm gonna so basically you guys should be able to move yourselves to where you guys want to be positioned. So first what I'll do is I'll get you guys on the map, and then I'll basically show you where Xylene is, and then you can go from there.
I can't remember what I originally learned. Yeah.
There's a boat.
These
The
are all
boat.
boats.
Yeah. This.
I'm in the water.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, my best bet.
Water breathing. and sit under the
Are we
water.
moving ourselves?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you
yeah.
guys can move yourselves, yeah, you're more than welcome to.
I don't exist yet.
Yeah,
What's that mean?
Yeah. You're the one that just popped up.
so I think, like, is there, I would want to probably get up a little high so I can
Okay.
see. But, so maybe, actually, like over here would be perfect if there would be some shadows over there that I could hide in.
Yeah, I mean, so most of this is hidden in shadow.
Okay.
So yeah, I'll pull up Xylene.
Just go lay down between like the wooden docks and the walks.
So she is
Dang, it would be edge.
down here, so I need to move you guys just a little bit.
Yeah, so she's down.
She's down there.
So did she just get off a boat, or we don't really?
No,
know
so
where-
it's basically she walked in from sort of the back of town, and she's sort of then she walks out to sort of the end of the dock and holds out a sort of a one lantern, sort of as you guys, and so you guys as she's holding out the lantern, you guys basically now have the opportunity to position yourselves.
So is this like,
Right.
is this like something
like-
right?
Yeah, that's like it's a building that's a sort of like a guardhouse maybe.
Oh,
Hide in the guardhouse
okay.
Hey, probably gives you really good views.
until there's guards in it.
Would I have time? Would I have 1 minute to try to camouflage myself?
You're welcome to try.
Yeah, I'll kind of hide like. I'll hide if this is like behind the edge of this little guardhouse here.
Mhm.
I'll begin attempting to camouflage myself there.
Okay, so those are floating docks, FYI.
If it's low tide, you're down below.
And we know what they look like in Ireland.
Got real for
So
So you're welcome to make a stealth check and try.
is
Your vantage point may not be great there, but you're welcome to try again. You know, like you're more than welcome to try.
well. I'll just hide kind of in the shadows
Same
here.
corner.
on
Alright.
the other side of this little row of
Yeah,
houses.
I'll go hide behind Will, and then
I'll hide behind you.
you can pass that this way.
Aurelia will
I'll begin trying to camouflage myself.
will lower herself into the water and hide in the water.
Actually, that's a great idea too. I can swim. I can breathe more.
Yeah,
That's what
he's
you're
got-
doing. You're jumping into.
Up, so I have water breathing, and then just
Tridents
in.
and stuff.
without like I won't cannonball in the water.
Yeah, actually, let's have both you and Aurelia make a stealth check as you guys are going into the water.
I mean, we probably have to make one anyways. It's a 5.
All right. So as you guys are, as sort of, let's see what Aurelia does because she's going in first. But so, oh no, she rolled a 4, so we'll see what that is, and let's pull her stats.
So she cannonballs, and I like cannonball. She's doing this. I can do it too. Great idea. Of course,
All right, so
Oh, boy.
she rolls a 6. So
Okay.
so you both sort of go to the edge of the dock, and it's incredibly slippery there. So you both go, whoop, and you both sort of slide off, and you sort of like catch yourselves on the dock as you fall. You don't just like smash into the water. It wasn't the actual one. But you guys go splash, splash. Eileen looks around.
I guess we can't see her from down there either.
Nope.
We're like, we don't know if she's like coming. All right.
So
just,
as I hear them splash, and I'm just like shaking my head, I'm assuming that like Zelene's gonna hear that. I'm going to use prestidigitation, thaumaturgy, whatever, to make it sound like a splash, like 100 feet out in
Okay.
the other direction.
Make a deception check for me.
I'm glad you're the one that thought of that.
That's a 27.
Okay. All right. Let's just do a quick. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So as you sort of like as sort of like really and your things sort of splash into the water, where you sort of cast thaumaturgy, and you know, there's like this splash out in the water, and then Zylene sort of looks out into the water. She holds the lantern up and looks out. Guys, breathe deeply. Sort of hold yourself back.
I'm just praying, like I'm hoping, because I can't really necessarily see her that well, but like I'm just praying. I saw them. I'm like, these idiots. I may be hoping that can distract her, and I'm like, give it a few minutes. Doesn't seem like she's running or.
No. Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Not very wise.
Praying to myself.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Faith in yourself.
probably need to figure out a way. I can't really talk to anybody, but like, probably need
It's okay. We can hold her breath. We can go underwater forever.
to sneak up there, figure out how to.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
So I'm gonna cast message and point at Angor and say, Angor, what's going on? And you're allowed to respond in a whisper.
These two idiots jumped into the water. I had to cast a spell to make it. There was a second splash. That was me. I was trying to distract her. But it seems like it worked. I mean, it seems like she's not paying attention to Aurelia and sort of thing. So I mean, I think she's good. If you want to sneak up on her, maybe figure out what she's doing.
And I'll cast a message again, and I'll say, we can either wait here and see if she's going to take look at one of the boats, or go to one of the boats, or I can try to sneak up on her now. Wait, I'm tempted to wait and see if she chooses a boat. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'd say give it a little bit. It seems like she's just standing there. I'm not sure if she's waiting for somebody to come off the boat, but
Right.
yeah, maybe give it a few minutes.
Erdak, should we go?
Side by side.
So
Can we see anything from there?
I'll cast message and then point at Erdak and Wilfred and say, we're gonna wait until and see if she's gonna. We're gonna wait and see if she's going to a boat or what happens next.
That makes sense.
Good plan.
Sweet.
And if nothing happens, and if she starts to go away, then I'll try to follow her.
All right,
And
we'll just watch for your cue then.
Don't forget, you have guidance, which is a D4.
Yeah, that only lasts for like a minute.
Yeah.
And Gerthing is like, Leroy Jenkins.
Jackknife.
All right. So as you guys sort of wait there, some time passes. It's 5 minutes, then 10 minutes, then 20 minutes. Then you begin to hear like this like sound, like the slapping of water against you hear this slapping of the water against the dock become. And you can hear like a sound, like a creaking of wood.
Mhm.
You hear a sort of a wet footfall. And you see climbing out of the water, you see
Rare shipments. Oh no. We get like dragged.
Yeah.
your old buddy Dryocles emerge from the water.
See?
Old buddies dry, please.
Yeah.
Emerge from the water, and beside him are two sort of large, sort of like almost purplish skinned creatures, sort of men, humanoids, that have sort of like gills on the sides. They have sort of like black tattoos, sort of reminiscent of like maybe like the Klingon or like the Executioner in the Thor movies. Sort of these bands, these sort of these black bands and spikes, tattoos up and down their necks and their arms. And they begin.
From where I am,
Yeah, can they see
can
it?
I tell, is there like room if I were to swim underneath the docks to like have my head out of the water to be underneath the wood?
Yeah, there might be. I mean, there is room underneath the docks. Is there enough
They're
for your?
floating docks, right? So,
Yeah,
like,
it's. I mean, how much? Like, you probably couldn't get your whole head out, but
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Do dragonborns have ears?
we get little holes inside our head. They're like the sideways dog ears.
Well,
Because I can stay underwater up underneath the floating docks,
Right.
but I don't think I can hear anything. So, but I think I might just stay there.
And how close am I to the people?
You're however far that is. However far you want it to be. So like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50,
75?
5, 60, 60, like about 75 feet.
Okay, all right, thanks.
all right,
So I'm going to whisper, I guess to, I guess Angvar again, say, I can mark one of them, so no matter where they go, I can track them for the next probably 24 hours. Is that worthwhile? Using, of course, the message spell. And now that's same for the other party members,
I mean, I think,
except, well, not Griffin.
Yeah, who's
Send
out
one.
there?
I think it could be a good idea. I just don't know which one honestly would be better.
Dry, please.
It'd be good to know where he goes. But,
because he was the one that teleported out, right?
I feel like if he's the one that just showed up, he's the one more likely to leave. Because she seems to be kind of stationed in the city here.
Right. Can I make out anything that's happening with,
Okay, because you can read lips.
because I can read lips? I know it's like 75 feet away, but
Do you have dark vision?
no, but she's holding a light up, isn't she?
She is holding a light up. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, make a perception check.
Lips from 7.
17.
No, it's really far away.
That's what I was thinking. Can I see if they're like doing any like movements, trade-offs?
Right now,
Uh,
they're just talking, and it seems like almost like the business hasn't gone down yet. Their body language is it's like not, it's sort of relaxed, but still on guard, if that makes sense. You know, like sort of you watch people sort of like making awkward small talk. That's sort of the body language vibe you're getting.
They don't seem very comfortable with each other.
Or they're
Like it's
waiting.
a business transaction.
Or
That
they're
they're
waiting.
waiting. Waiting. Maybe.
Well,
I don't-
knowing this has seemingly something to do with me, or at least I've been, my image has been part of this. And it seemed to work last time. Everybody around will just see Angor poof into smoke. And go along the side of the dock,
All right.
behind Dryocles in smoking form, smell like gas form,
Mhm.
coming up this way.
What does he? Yeah,
There's
Right.
fog.
this way, just kind of below the
Fog's
dock,
rolling in.
So this,
kind of around
clouds.
here. Down to that area-ish.
Okay. Make a stealth check with advantage because you are in gaseous form.
Advantage is 22.
Okay. All right, you feel pretty hidden. So as you get up there, what do you want to do?
I'm mostly just listening. I mean,
Okay.
it's a
Okay.
long thing, so I just really wanted to kind of be in position because I couldn't hear anything, I couldn't see anything.
Okay.
I was just trying to figure out a way that because we didn't really have an idea as to how to get there, and I knew this had my image in it, and so I was just trying to get in position just to start understanding what the conversation is about, what's going on.
Yeah, so as you sort of arrive in gaseous form, no one appears to really take notice of you. And you begin to hear them talking. And so Xylene sort of stamps her foot and she says, how long is this gonna take? And Dracula sort of shrugs his shoulders and he sort of says, look, all I was told from the bosses at Zanana was that they were bringing the captives here. I don't know how long it'll take exactly. All I know is I came from up north. Xylene sort of rubs her hands together and says, Inicthus won't like this. I'm standing on the docks for too long. Dracula says, I'm sorry, there's nothing I can do about it. And they sort of go back to a sort of an awkward, cold silence.
I'm assuming Eivor can now hear them since he gasped. So I'm just gonna wait for his signal.
Yep, mine too.
All right.
Agreed.
And, and I'll try to, like, since I'm not sure if who saw the gas, if I saw, Angor turning to gas, I'd just message it to other people, make sure everyone in the party knew.
Okay. I mean, I would say that probably from your vantage point, unless Angor was trying to hide it, you could see it. That would mostly be up to Angor as to what he was trying to do.
Yeah, not really trying to hide that. I mean, I knew I was pretty obscured from them, especially so far away. So.
Okay.
last time we ordered a big bean burrito.
So as you sort of are standing there, Angor, you see what is a plesiosaurus sort of rise up from the ocean, sort of beside you, as you're in gaseous form. And I need to look at one thing. But and sort of on it are basically what look like officials or nobles of the Sawagans. And basically there they have Tritons in chains that they appear to be bringing to Xylene and to sort of the city of Port Tamale.
Gotcha. And this obviously seems to be important. So this is the part where I'm definitely paying attention as much to what the verbal communication is going on, why, if there's a reason why Tritons are being delivered to Xylene, that conversation, or if it, I mean, could just be a quick trade-off, but just trying to figure out what's going on.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, so they sort of arrive. And so as they sort of arrive, they sort of lead, three Triton men and 3 Triton women sort of off of this plesiosaur. And they sort of lead them onto the docks. At that point, sort of Xylene says, sort of looks at them, sort of walks up and down the row. Nods her head to Dracula, says, Nick, this will be pleased. Thank you very much for your transaction. And she sort of pulls out a coin purse and she sort of opens it. And Dryokees can look in it. If you're hiding below the docks, where you can't see this coin purse, but you're welcome to try and get closer if you want to.
I mean, I'd peek up my smoke a little bit if I hear them exchanging something. I'm not gonna go like in their hands, but
Peek over his shoulder.
the gas would slowly slither up, barely just, enough that I would be level with that top, just enough to be able to visually see that.
Okay, yeah. So if you want to get an vantage point, you can, no problem. And in it it's just filled with platinum. It's basically a coin full of probably like 2,000 platinum. And there are large sapphires, large emeralds, large diamonds, and some rings as well.
Nice.
Gotcha.
Teleport.
Gryffindor with
10 points for 10 points for Gryffindor.
All right.
How many prisoners are coming up?
So on this particular plesiosaur, there are 6, 3 men, 3 women.
Just 6.
Mhm. Yeah.
I wouldn't recognize any of them because I don't know them.
Mhm.
And Aurelia is down.
really can't.
Yeah, I have no idea what y'all are doing. Y'all could be anywhere.
We'd be swimming laps around the dock.
Racing.
You're
Racing
captured.
underwater, yeah.
Yeah. So I'll cast mustard again and look at Angor and Urdak. Sorry,
Erdak.
Urdak, sorry. Urdak, and to say, it looks like the transaction's going on. What do you want to do? The other 3 are kind of, you can't communicate with them at the moment. Actually, technically, I could maybe,
Right, 'cause you don't have
It's
to have line of
120
sight.
feet,
You
yeah.
don't know.
I just have to be able to whisper. Yeah,
You just have to know their general direction, I think, as well.
right, yeah.
Point their direction.
Mhm.
I was thinking,
I had it for a while.
It was very handy.
You're not afraid of me.
Well,
Well, we
They
could,
lead the captives off the plesiosaur.
we could either try to free the captives once they split,
mhm.
or we keep a tail on him and follow him, but he's going through the water and most of us won't be able to do that.
Mhm.
Or we could try to split a guard.
Yeah, I don't think we could follow their speed,
Yeah.
even if we.
That creature looks fast.
I think if nothing else, it would be good to trace
One of them.
possibly one of the
Yeah.
captives to see where they take them.
Well, the captives are, look, they're getting off the plesiosaur.
Yeah, they're coming over.
Coming
One
over.
to into port.
Yep.
Try to find them.
So, I mean, I guess the question is, do we want to let them take the platinum and leave, which probably seems like a good idea? Right, unless we want to fight
I
everyone.
mean, if we're gonna try to do something, it's probably better to let the other guys leave and then
And then do stuff with the
try to
captives.
ambush
Yeah.
once Zelene's there by herself with the captains.
So after that transaction, kind of give it a minute. Once I see the transaction, captives are getting off, I realize it seems to be the gist of it, at least getting an idea.
Mhm.
I'm gonna travel back around this side, up here.
Make another stealth check as you travel back.
I will.
With advantage.
That's a 17.
All right. That's a
Very good.
natural 1 for Xylene, and then Dryocles. That's another natural 1 for Dryocles. So they're really into this transaction. So
They
I'm
just see
gonna-
the
They're
platinum.
just focused on.
The gas will kind of start to apparate right next to Aoris
Mhm.
into the physical form of Angor here.
mhm.
And I'll just say, I think we should, if you can, like you said, you could tag one of them, we should tag Dryocles. Because if we just let them get away, that's all right, but we can at least know where they're coming from, where they're holding these captives.
Yeah.
I And then we could follow the captives on land here. I think that would be the easiest, because it seems like Xylene, her boss must want them for something, so.
I mean, we're so done without,
Yeah.
without any work.
Well, and just for the, I mean, this is point of clarification. I was gonna use Hunter's Mark, but I was thinking that would allow me to actually know the direction of someone, but here it says you have advantage on wisdom or on perception or survival checks, so it's an advantage. It's not like knowing the direction either. It seems like that's changed, hasn't it?
I think that
Yeah.
has. I thought
Yeah.
that during campaign 1 that Vex used the Hunter's
Yeah.
Mark to attract people. But
I'm assuming we're using the rules that are in D&D Beyond now, is that right? Or-
yeah, I mean, yeah, what we're using basically for this campaign, rules is written. We'll revise after this campaign. So.
Right, right. Well,
And
yeah.
after this campaign right now.
So, yeah, so it would help some, but I don't know that it would help quite as much as I thought it would.
Well, yeah, I mean. I'm not sure, I mean, I don't wanna cause a scene right here, this would not be a worthwhile place to expend our energies, I think. I think if we can at least interrogate Xylene and maybe some of the captives might be even be able to tell us where they're coming from, yeah,
And why they're coming.
yeah.
I mean, I'll go ahead and cast Hunter's Mark at first level on Drycles. It's a 90-foot range.
Okay.
I'm thinking, yeah.
You cast Hunter's Mark on Dracula's.
And I have dark vision to 90 feet too, so.
Okay.
Good.
If we wait till they get back to wherever she's taking them, then there's probably gonna be a lot
More.
more people
Yes,
of her friends around.
Mhm.
that too.
Although I don't know what we're gonna do, even if we do bust them free right here on the docks.
Yeah, why would they even bring them to the city here?
Well, we could, I mean, we,
That's something we can find out, but.
yeah,
That's
we.
why we follow them, I think.
I
So
mean,
the
we-
captives get off the plesiosaur, and then the plesiosaur sort of submerges with the Sahuagins into the ocean. Dracles and the two sort of different looking non-Sahuagins remain, at least for the short term.
So are we gonna wait in the ambush here, or what is the plan? I think,
I think
I
if we just follow them,
yeah,
we'll probably be able to get more answers that way.
I think we let Dreyfus finish his business here and leave and let Zelene take the captives
mhm.
where they are supposed to be going, but we at least know.
All right. So at this point, Dracles leaves. And sort of goes into the water, as do the two sort of they sort of dive in, and they don't make sounds like Girthing and Aurelia when they fell in. And Xylene is left alone with the captives.
Yeah, let's see what they do.
Right. So you guys are, so let's have, so Xylene will begin to move lead the captives sort of back away from the docks, or sort of into the city. And so let's have everyone make a stealth check to see, as you guys are trying to hide. I presume you're trying to hide from her at this moment. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Has it been over a minute since this conversation? Yeah. it
Yeah.
has been.
Yeah, it has. Yeah. So if you wanted to try and blend in, you're more than welcome to do that.
My hood is up.
Doesn't
That
matter.
does not help.
6.
Oh gosh. Just you.
Nice.
All right. So starting with Aurelia. Aurelia rolled a natural 20 for a 22. Wilfred, what'd you roll?
A 10.
10. All right. Ingvor, what'd you roll?
14.
Okay. Erdak, what'd you roll?
32.
Wow, nice, Erdak.
You are very, you see one eye sticking out with the eyelid closed.
And then Aris, what'd you roll?
19.
Okay. And then Girthing, what'd you roll?
8.
All right. So
I'm in the
Splashing
good guy.
it out of the water.
so
Yeah.
as she leads you guys back, as she leads the captain sort of back,
You could have one person follow and then someone else follows them and then someone else follows them.
she begins to sort of hear the gurgling from Girthing on the sort of the edge, it's sort of in sort of the water in the docks, and then Angvor sort of pokes his head out a little bit, ducks back in. Wilfred isn't quite hidden behind a box, and she catches on to just enough of you guys that she is going to cast.
It's too thick.
So she's going to attack.
How far away is she? I'm sorry.
I'm saying that she's about here, sort of like
Is she within 60 feet of me?
yeah, most likely yes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, she's about 30-ish feet away from you.
Okay. So she's gonna start casting something?
Yeah.
I'm gonna counterspell it.
Okay. So 1 second while I figure out what level spell this is.
Sure.
Casters have things that other than that.
Okay, so she is casting teleport at, let's see, I think this is a 7th level. This is the 7th level.
Okay.
17.
Well, I was gonna cast counterspell at 3rd level, and that's because it's.
So you're gonna need to roll for it.
So I need to roll 17, right?
Yeah,
Mhm.
Ready to counterspell it?
yeah, it's 17 because it's 7 plus, or it's
Yeah,
a 10
10
plus
plus 7.
level.
And I get a +4 for my wisdom, for my intelligence.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
So I need to get a 13 or higher if I'm gonna counterspell. Nope.
All right. So as she sort of hears Wilfred, Angvor, and Girthing, she casts teleport.
All magic. It's not.
And-
It's not.
Angvor, or sorry, Eris tries to counterspell it. She casts teleport, and poof, her and the 6 captives disappear.
Well, it's a lovely night for a swim, everyone. And that was like,
Yeah, and I cast Hunter's Mark on the other guy.
that was teleport proper, right? Not like Dimension Door where she's like,
No, that was teleport proper. Yes.
so she could be literally
Uh,
anywhere.
How far is that?
For teleport. It,
I think it's like plane, right?
So just a question. What is it? I guess the casting time and teleport is 1 action. Is that right?
Yes, I believe so. But yeah, cast down 1 action.
All right, thank you.
I think I think it's also a ritual, so you can spend
Right,
10
right.
minutes.
To
To not
okay.
spell
Not-
slot.
But she burned a spell slot for that.
Yep,
She'd
yep,
wanna
yep.
Get out quick. She's like, let's sit down for 10
Nope.
minutes.
Here,
Hold up, guys.
Just wait 10 minutes.
Yep.
Um,
Right.
well, they're in the city somewhere.
Our
Probably.
fireball worship.
All right.
Um,
So what are you guys gonna do? As
Not much, kind of screwed the pooch on that one there, guys. I don't know what happened, but she found us out.
My armor's too thick.
I don't know, it definitely wasn't me.
Urdak's over there like Peter Malark painting himself into the side of the building.
I mean, I don't know. I don't know where she would go. I mean, we could.
Well, so we could, I mean, the other option is at least I have some sense of where the Trident people are gone, but they're just gonna have money. They're not gonna have probably answers.
Yeah.
Unless we followed them to back, but then we would need a boat probably for most of us.
Mike can cast water breathing, but I don't think we're gonna keep up with them. That's the thing. Not by swimming.
Well, we could ask around. Maybe somebody here knows where old prison was, or I don't know, maybe they keep them in a cave.
I can try locate object,
There you go.
but that only works within 1,000 feet, so
It would help.
it might work if they're still in the
So how
city.
big is the city? 1,000 feet?
2,000 feet.
It's bigger than 1,000 feet.
Well, I'll try.
We may want to go to the center of the city.
Fine.
Yeah, that's true. We can. Are we doing anything else here in the docks? Or what do we
I don't think there's no business here at this point anymore.
Let's go like
can go into
Some
the city
percentage in.
about 1,000 feet and try casting locate object.
Yeah, I mean, if she, unless she planned on teleporting away in the first place. You know, that type of thing, well, maybe not out here, but you would think it would raise eyebrows if somebody saw it.
Yeah,
And
People in
the
chains.
the object that I will try to locate is I guess I'll describe the cloak that what's her name?
Zelene.
Zelene was wearing and see if I can locate that object within 1,000 feet of me.
So you are guys are heading sort of to the city center, so the
Yeah,
Yeah.
roughly 1,000 feet in.
Get in towards the city. Yeah.
how long does locate object last? Could you walk around with it? Is that
It says up to 10 minutes.
okay? So yeah,
Once I can.
yeah. When are you casting it? At what point?
Well, it has a range of 1,000 feet, so I guess we'll go back into the city about that far,
Okay.
about 1,000 feet, and then just keep walking.
Okay.
I guess.
Yeah, so if you want, I'll pull up the map of Port Tamale again. And just if you would indicate where you want, so you guys are sort of right now, you guys are sort of up near sort of this dock right here.
Yeah.
So you guys are probably heading this way, correct?
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that sounds right.
Yeah, so at any point, whenever if you want to indicate where on the map you guys want to start casting locate object, I'll give you a rough indication of
I think
What is the scale here?
Yeah, I mean, do we have an idea of how?
That's miles.
yeah. I mean, so again, it is miles wide. So you know, it's probably about maybe like 3 to probably close to 5 miles from one side.
That's pretty quickly in the hotel.
Mhm.
True. That's true. We did see them meeting up in the
And
hotel, so I guess we
That doesn't feel like it was a chance meet. It may not be a chance meeting that they were there.
yeah, that's probably a good place to start then.
There are many places that can house people
Here,
looking to be hidden, yes, around the city,
I mean,
but
there's
Where-
also, somebody probably knows something, somebody seen prisoners,
Especially maybe within the Tumble Downs, people
especially Sourgans that aren't normally.
or Aucklands that were staying captive if they stayed up this late looking out the.
We can start asking around.
Is there anyone as we're walking that's out and about that looks like they would normally be out and about around this time?
Yeah, there are. I mean, there's some what look like ragtag night watchmen. And one of the things about the Tumble Downs is it's an area where sort of immigrants from all over the world sort of come in, right? So you have different. You have like a little. You see an old Toral sort of coming home from work. You see some tabaxi out working the docks late at night.
Like
Can I,
street urchins?
You
can I
see
try to find the most
Orphans.
amiable looking one?
So I mean, there's some key now, which are sort of the native people of the Menagerie Coast, sort of sitting, you know, not really doing anything. As you guys sort of walk past, if you want to talk to them.
And the only reason why we wouldn't ask would be because then people would say, hey, this weird group is asking for this, you know.
Yeah,
If
And they already know
if
we're
they're,
here.
like, lookouts
But
for
they,
them or
you know,
something.
they already know we're.
That's true. She already just saw us.
Yeah.
So they already pretty much know.
Yeah.
We might as well ask them.
So yeah, I guess we'll go up to one of
Yeah,
the,
that's.
Okay.
Somebody else, other than me though, because I'm terrible talking to people.
Yeah, I'm not the greatest at
and we'll go up, I guess, and say, hey, have you You guys ever seen the Sowagans or those fish people come through here? I guess a little bit like this one.
Aquans. Oh, she's an Aquan.
She's Aquans. I guess, are they tridents? Are they different? Are they-
Aquan and Tritons are two names for the same peoples.
Okay, that's what.
So the Kinao are kind of like they're kind of like Polynesians, basically. Only they're sort of thinner. They're not quite as stocky as Polynesians are. And they have sort of Polynesian style tattoos. And so that you see a man and a woman. Again, they look like they're they're sober. They're not doing anything, and they sort of look at you and they say, "What does it cost you, eh?"
Well, I mean,
I'll
one of my companions may have some coin.
I'll drop down a bag of 15 gold.
Well, I think that there's been some tale of there's some awkward, and Caesar looks over his friend. Akasha, there's some Aquans by the beach. Oh, I think so. Yeah, there's some Aquans by the beach in some abandoned place. I wish my memory would work.
I removed 5 gold from the bag.
they gather up the gold and they say, "Well, can't remember where that was. Too bad."
I mean, everyone forgets things, right?
Yeah.
Cool. So they're off by a beach.
How do we know? So I'll ask them, how do we know the information you're telling us is accurate?
Yeah, what he said.
Tell you what, if it proves accurate, we'll come back and give you another 20 gold. But it has to.
Make it 200 and I'll tell you where they were.
Maybe worth it. If they really could tell us where they're at.
Good.
Yeah, but see, you're not the only one on this dock.
Yeah. We're like our business elsewhere. We could.
Full of bluffs.
Split it up as one. What, 40 gold for each of us?
Let's assume that.
Are they sitting down or standing up, or
They're sitting down.
are they the only kind of two around?
I mean, there are other people around, but I guess there are other people in this vicinity. So if you wanted to ask somebody else, you could. However, they're the only people in this general vicinity, like that would see you if you did something. So
I will get close to them with my face, have my eyes flare red, and look at them and say, "You see me? Do you recognize my face? Do you know who I am? You tell us. We have offered you a reward, and we are willing to pay the 20 gold if that is accurate information. Otherwise, there may be consequences."
Make an intimidation check.
That is a 17.
17. They look at you. They sort of hold their nerve for a minute. They say, "There's a small island off the coast down in this direction. They see there is a old prison there on this island, and they say that recently someone has been imprisoning Aquans there.
Insight check.
Make an insight check.
20, 23.
They are telling the truth, but there's more they know.
There's more gold if you offer up more.
Prove it.
I'll pull out a bag of 100 gold.
All right. Then they say, okay. They see that the lady of the island. She comes there she arrives there every dawn.
At the docks?
At the island,
At the island?
and that the door is magical. Can only be accessed at certain times.
Was there,
Show there up there at dawn. Maybe you'll see her. Maybe you'll see the door.
thank you for doing business. I'll drop the 100 gold. I'm assuming that's it. I'm assuming I didn't get any more reads off that.
Yeah, that was it.
Alright, well, I guess as we're walking away, it's like, well, we can rest up tonight.
Yeah.
Meet there early, it's kind of like.
If it's
Not
dawn.
can't do anything if it's dawn.
I don't know how far off the coast this island may be though. We'd have to find a ship or figure some way to get out there.
Get a small
Well,
boat.
How do you feel, I'll look, ARs look at Kurthang and say, how do you feel about sperm whales? In particular, like, have you ever, I self-identified as a sperm whale, do you think yourself as a sperm whale?
I mean, we
Carrying
saw
the
a
rest of
whale
us.
once.
What is a whale?
Whales.
So, yeah, I could turn one of the party members into a whale for probably long enough to get us there.
Yeah, depending on how far off it is, it might
Yes.
not even be, we might be able to just swim there. Wait,
Or walk there. We could just walk there.
is there, everyone could swim here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can.
Not with my armor.
You drown.
We could walk there though.
Yeah, but,
They might show us coming, but
yeah, well, they'll see all of us on the back of a whale too.
Mhm.
yeah, but you could at least,
Swallow us inside of the whale.
we could come in from the other side if we away from the coast.
We could come in at night.
Sleep on the island.
I mean, we could get there
I kind of like that
That's an
idea.
idea.
in
Yeah, I
the
like
early.
that.
Then metagaming, we're not burning a spell slot in the morning. just to
That's
get
right.
Yeah,
I mean, we could easily go under cover of actual darkness.
It's true.
You know, there are plenty of small skiffs along the docks here that
If we can find it.
we
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
could certainly find the willing owner to let us rent the boat for the right price.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best plan.
what if we got horses again? We could ride the horses over.
Cast water walk on the horse.
Water walk on the horses. They would never know which direction we went with that if we bought horses.
What do you mean?
If someone comes in and asks, oh, what do they do? Oh, they bought horses. Well, they would never go in the water.
We could also just buy horses and then just swim there and let the horses go.
This seems a little.
We're-
Impractical.
I'm talking about instead of doing a skip.
Yeah.
It would get us there quicker.
I don't think so. It is also the middle of the night and there are not that many places that sell horses
Yeah, that's true.
right at this
I
moment.
think we just need to go walking towards there and see if we can see it.
Let's go to the east side of the city and there are docks there that, I mean, I know there are people around who would rent us a skiff.
We could privateer a boat.
Yes.
Well, wasn't our hotel room that we were in on
A boat?
that coast
It was
there,
on that side.
overlooking the ocean?
It was, yes.
I guess we
We could go back there and
Probably
just look
didn't.
out our window and see.
didn't see any, I guess we don't remember seeing
Or see
any
if we
islands
remember
probably.
seeing an island.
Yeah, so you guys were, let's see, were you guys facing the ocean? I can't remember.
I have a map
I remember because you asked us what, if you wanted to be facing the ocean or the.
Yeah.
Yeah,
the ocean.
I think you guys said the ocean, yeah.
We did.
Yeah, I would you make a history check.
with survival.
Or just your history check to remember if you saw an island out the window. Like a memory check, basically.
It's pretty good.
I got a 18.
That's what you need. So out in the distance, in the fog, you could see a small island with sort of a eerie looking lighthouse on it when you sort of first entered your room.
You know, I remember when we looked out the window in our room that there was kind of an eerie looking lighthouse on an island out in the ocean off that side of the coast.
We could go, I guess it's really far out. We'll get there and sleep, and if we're wrong, then we're wrong. And we try another one the next day.
And see if we find them.
Well,
And it's a lighthouse, so we should be able to see it at night,
Yeah.
unless they don't have it lit, so.
I'll check the map just to see if there's any islands marked and if there are, how many.
Okay, so you check the map. Do you have a map of Port Damali?
Just of all of Walnut, so it's probably not gonna be.
There are no maps. There are no islands marked this close to Port Damali.
South Island Bay.
Yeah. It's got, yeah. That's what I was thinking.
The Southern Island docks.
Doesn't hurt to check.
This isn't Greenland. It's Skellig Michael.
So to the east side of the city and
Let's go.
find a little boat that's willing to be rented.
All right. So you guys make your way to the docks on the east side. There, you don't see a lot of docksmen out. You do see sort of one old sort of fisherman. You're sort of wearing like a poncho and sort of like one of those hats that to keep out the sort of the rain as the sort of begins to sort of mist and start to rain a little bit. He looks over at you guys. A little late. Typical Port Damali weather we're having, huh?
Oh, yes.
You know what they say? A day without rain in Port Damali is like it's like a year without sun anywhere else.
Yeah. Yeah.
Interesting saying.
Who are you, so wise in the way of the world?
Well, what are you doing out so late?
I'm the dock master here.
Yes.
Which one of these ships is yours?
Oh,
Are there any small ships around?
We
that
were
look like-
hoping you would tell us.
There are some skiffs around, yes.
Do they look like they would fit us that have oars and?
Yeah, there are 2 or 3 skiffs that are about the size, seaworthy craft, but aren't sort of deep sea vessels.
Does this dockmaster seem to be the type that would,
Turn an eye.
yeah, turn an eye? Or does he seem to be, I mean, the difference between the, sketchy looking or, okay, hey,
He seems like a pretty by the book sort of guy.
okay.
the book is the ocean.
It's the code of piracy though, so that's the. No. Well,
Well, I was just told that,
y'all have rentals out here.
well, got you.
You'd have to come back in the morning. I'm not sure the rental guys are here right now. It's getting pretty late.
Let's, I think, how do you guys feel about riding on a sperm whale?
I mean, that is an option.
That way no one would know that where we've gone or.
Yeah,
That's the best option.
I'm down with
And
that.
they,
Yeah.
According to, assuming my calculations are right, if a sperm whale dashes, it can travel they can travel over 12 miles in an hour, which is how long these spells
Mm.
last.
Hmm.
Mm.
Yeah, I mean,
See
that
the
seems-
island, then it's definitely nearer than that.
Yeah.
Well, but you're carrying people, so.
And I could even cast it again. Well, yeah, but I don't think sperm whale. I mean, it's up to the GM, but I don't know
Is
that
it-
the
how
sperm
big it
whale
is?
carrying people would speed at all.
I would say they wouldn't.
I mean, I'm
Depending on how many people it's carrying, because I guess if it's carrying the whole party, let's see, that's 1, 2, 3,
Great
4,
one.
5.
I can only concentrate on
Polymorph.
Yeah.
Is it polymorph or is it conjure?
polymorph.
Polymorph.
So that's one of
us.
us.
Yeah.
So we
Yes,
get
that's
the,
one less. So
so we
pick the
get the
heaviest.
heaviest one.
That's me.
And I'm really just gonna be hanging on to the fins,
Well,
because I can be
so-
able to like tie a rope to it and I can
And
swim.
here it says a sperm whale weighs 90,000 pounds.
Wow, so what's an extra?
1,000 pounds.
Yeah, I would say they probably wouldn't impede its speed. Yeah.
All
Well,
right, well,
I'm sure it'd be much better than a ship.
let's- all right, well, rentals, I guess, will come back tomorrow, right?
Yeah.
All right.
New Year bringing tomorrow on you. And then we just
Yeah, that's right.
I'll just jump in the
Go 5 feet down.
No, I say we, walk
We walk off.
kind of
Yeah.
off and then.
I'm already still probably like wet, like I probably haven't dried off.
You're
Well,
all
that-
wet because it's raining
Yeah.
pretty hard now.
That's
It's
true, too,
raining,
so it's
yeah.
not like, I'm not like out of it.
We might need a water breathing just in the rain.
Well, yeah, I guess I could be the mount.
So yeah,
I'll hop, we're ready, I'll hop in.
yeah.
Make sure you're out far enough so you don't
Can't
get
get
beached.
Exactly. I guess we'll all swim out. of
Because
it.
you're the strongest one here, we are not able to move you.
All right,
Yeah,
so
and just to be on the safe side, before we leave, I'm gonna ritually cast water breathing on everyone.
And
Okay.
as he's doing that, I'll do ritual cast water walk so we can get out much further than just the shore.
all right,
It's happening.
All right, so
And
you guys-
water breathing lasts 24 hours too, so.
Water walk's an hour, so like, it gets us enough time to get out there and not get
Yeah.
beached.
So we'll cast the spells and we'll walk out, whatever, maybe a couple 100 yards.
okay,
We'll turn Gerthing. Say, okay, you ready? Deep breath, Gerthing.
all right.
My mental capacity. I
Become smarter.
Yeah, I don't know how smart they are. But then poof.
All right, so Gerthing sort of transforms into a giant sperm whale. The rest of you guys sort of climb on board.
They've killed the whales.
Yeah.
And you guys then begin to swim towards the island.
Perfect.
Can I have everyone who is everyone can I have everyone make a perception check? That includes Gerthing as using the sperm whale stats.
I assume the killer whale is probably close. Plus
So-
3.
I'm sorry, what is that? Yeah, sperm whale for perception is +1, is wisdom, right? It's wisdom. based?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
wisdom, yeah.
That's
It
+1.
doesn't matter.
What did you roll?
11, yeah.
All right, All right, so really rolled a 7. Wilford, what'd you roll?
17.
Okay. Aim, what'd you roll?
11,
All right. Erdak, what'd you roll?
21.
All right. ARs, what'd you roll?
12.
12. All right. And your thing, what'd you roll as sperm whale?
I guess with a +1, I rolled a 2.
All right. So as you guys
We're tired.
I'm looking for fish to eat.
yes. So the great thing is now looking for fish to eat, and the rest of you guys are sort of not really paying attention. But Erdak, out of the corner of your elvish eyes, you see a sort of like what looks like a sort of part of the bank or part of the dock sort of begin to move away towards you guys. And sort of like now it's like this floating island sort of speeding towards you.
From back towards where we left.
Sort of, yeah, not from Port de Mali per se. Maybe more from sort of like a little bit outside the port. Sort of maybe where you guys roughly where you guys had left the Remoraz.
So it looks like a part of the land is coming after us.
Like a small island or something.
Hey, guys,
Yeah.
there's like it looks like part of the land or something coming after us in the water back there. You guys see that?
Well, now that I pointed out, I
Yeah.
see something. It's a long ways away. You have good eyes. Right there.
Yeah, I do.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Definitely should be keeping an eye on it. It's pretty far away right now, but it's definitely coming towards us.
So as you guys begin to sort of swim towards the sort of the lighthouse and the island that you guys had seen from the wayfaring traveler, this large sort of island continues to follow you, continues to tail you.
Okay, well, I guess, is it gaining on us or?
It's staying about as far away. It's about keeping pace with you guys.
So it's as fast as the whale.
Or it's moving as fast as we are. It's choosing to move as fast as we are.
Could we?
Not catch up.
Yeah, trying to think of a way to increase speed.
Haste.
I have haste, but I can't
I was
cast it.
thinking of long legs.
We don't have that potion anymore. Pour it down the whale's blowhole.
Just chuck the whole thing in my mouth.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Glass and all.
I mean, it doesn't seem to be gaining on us. I mean, I think we just
We just keep moving.
we gotta get to the island. It's not, even if it gets to us, I mean, there's not much we can do out in the ocean.
Not that I can speak, but I'm also a giant whale that can.
Just keep swimming.
Right. So you guys continue to sort of swim
I
towards the island.
Guiding you just in case.
Yeah.
And after about an hour, you are near, maybe like about halfway to the island.
Oh, really?
Mhm.
Okay, well, I'm gonna cast polymorph on Girthing again.
All right.
No,
It's sort of like 55 minutes or so.
yep,
All right.
you know,
Yes.
like with, before, I assume there's some way I would know that it's about to fail, so.
I think that's how it's usually ruled, I think.
Starts turning back into scales.
So you guys continue to sort of swim towards the island, and after again about 2 hours or so, you reach sort of the outskirts of this giant rock outcropping. And as you guys sort of reach it,
I originally cast water walk.
okay.
Everyone again.
So, but it's sheer cliffs, right? There's no sort of obvious sort of stairwell to climb up the sort of the sides of these cliffs. And sort of as the rain sort of pours down on you guys are looking up sort of at these like, you know, giant sort of cliffs. I mean, it looks like there are handholds and footholds, but you know, again, there's not any ledge that you guys could jump up to or anything like that. They're pretty sharp and sheer. Probably about maybe 200 feet.
Break it into Chateau Deep.
I'll fly up to the top.
All right. So Ingvar begins to sort of fly. Aurelia will say that I can cast fly on, and she can cast on. Let's see.
Cast on the whale.
He
Um,
cast.
Yeah, with a whale and then.
It's
she
been 2
can
hours.
she can cast it at 5th level, so she can cast on herself plus 2 others, I believe.
Also, Girthing does have a flying broom, but I imagine when I get polymorphed, my stuff just kind of gets
Right.
lost in the polymorph until I
Mhm.
pop back.
Yeah. So it's been about 2 hours, and yeah.
And it's concentration, so you
Yeah, I
can
can
drop
drop
it.
it anytime.
Yeah. For the rest, I'll cast enhance ability. And I'll hit, so it was fly on 3 people, you're already up.
And I can
Oh.
fly.
That's.
Well, it's
it's
Aurelia
one
and
person.
2 others, right?
Really, and 2 others.
Right.
So it's just you right now.
So it's just me that,
All right. So really, we'll touch Urdak and Aris, and we'll cast fly on you two.
Sorry,
Aurelia is going to touch Urdak and Aris and cast fly on both of you
cool.
and on herself. So Wilfred, you're sort of the odd man out.
Yeah.
Guess I'm still a whale. Until everyone gets off the bat, would be my guess. Y'all.
I'll
you guys
cast fly on Wilfred.
Okay, all right. So you guys begin to fly, following Angvor's lead.
Oh, you guys are following? I was gonna at least see if there's a rope.
Is
You
a
guys all
whale
had
coming
to-
with us?
Well, I mean,
It's
What if I
not-
turn into
it's not a
Griffin?
whale
well,
anymore.
I mean, first of all, concentration would drop.
Oh, yeah, when you do
So-
fly, yeah.
And then I can use the broom.
Yeah.
Mhm. All right. So, Girthing, as you're sort of situating yourself on the broom, you see this island coming towards you, and you see a giant turtle head come out of the water, and a very angry dragon turtle coming after you guys as you hop on the broom and fly
Thank you.
up.
How can you not love
He
plane
not
ship?
appreciate the sundial we gave him.
He was attacking your ship. And so-
Was he?
Yeah. I
Aorus-
summoned the ape and.
I had a magical sundial that allowed you to cast plane shift. And so I
It
gave
took
the
whatever
ape-
whatever you were touching, it took with you, so the ape carried it over and touched the turtle.
It's
plane
just-
shift.
Took him to another.
How mad do we want to make this turtle?
And he's already pretty mad, it sounds like. Every time we touch the water.
He's after us.
He's right there, so.
Are we all above the water now, kind of getting
Yeah.
up to the top?
Yeah. So Angvar, you're getting very close to the top now. The other sort of the three of you that really cast fly and are flying up. Wilfred, you're a little bit behind, then Girthing, you're behind them. But I think the broom is faster than the fly spell.
Well, except for I think I have to go half speed on the broom because it can only
Okay.
hold.
Okay, all right. But you guys are sort of making your way up, and you guys are
I
out of range.
cast their strength on the broom.
It doesn't have strength stats.
You know what? I'm sorry. I thought I had fly. I don't have fly.
Oh.
I don't have it prepared. I know I don't have prepared though, so I can't cast fly.
Technically,
Apologies.
how much do you weigh, Will?
Me, myself, and
Yeah.
I,
When your stuff?
that's something I've not thought of in a long time. So myself is 37 pounds. All of the stuff with me is probably a total of like 100 pounds.
he's like this tiny person with a giant mound of stuff on him.
Just for like.
It's 60 pounds. Yeah, it's 60 pounds.
So you're about 100. So the broom can carry 400. I'm like
700.
well, with all my stuff, because I can carry it.
Yeah, okay.
I'm like 170 or something like that, 130. I'm kind of light for my size.
All right, so I guess right now what's going on is Angvar is flying up. Aurelia is following with Urdak and Aris, unless you guys want to stay down. But Aurelia is heading up, and then there's Girthing as a sperm whale and Wilfred on top of the sperm
Can
whale.
we, carry things while we're flying?
What?
Like how much could we
Okay.
carry up? if
You
we're
could
flying?
you basically you gain a flying speed. So you basically now you just become fly. You can fly, but now.
So you can carry your normal.
So how much
Yeah.
do you actually weigh? Are you about 80?
With everything,
your equipment gives you a weight.
with everything, it's about 100 pounds,
Okay.
like right under 100.
But I'm 245
So that's 345.
at 345, and then I'm carrying.
My shield's the heaviest
Yeah.
thing.
Just to make this easier, instead of, I do have polymorph, so I'll cast that and turn Wilfred into a giant eagle instead.
Oh wait,
There we go.
I do have a bunch of like extra stuff that I'm not that's
Right.
marked here, but I don't have with me,
Oh.
like an extra shield and another.
All right, so here's what will happen. So as sort of instead of casting fly, you cast polymorph on Wilfred. You transform into a giant eagle. She flies. Girthing, you turn back into a dragonborn. You hop on the broom. You begin flying. Dragon turtle arrives. Basically, same thing is happening where there's everyone sort of going up there with Wilfred, sort of Girthing in the rear, Angvar in the front. So as sort of Angvar, as you sort of touch down on this. It's sort of this slate gray, sort of craggy stone, like lightning flashes as you arrive, and there's this sort of this shattered sort of like spire of a lighthouse. It's got sort of it's not like most lighthouses are sort of like have a cone at the top. This one has like a point, almost like a lightning rod, and sort of built sort of a slant. It's got sort of a spiral to it. And basically you look around and there are the ground is all sort of uneven. There's sort of dark patches that may hide caves or openings. You can't really tell. And in this lighting, and it's you've arrived on one of the most foreboding places you've seen.
Sounds great.
Well, I'm
Oh,
selling for the night.
Yeah, yeah, I'd like to search for like a little depression or someplace to, where the party could, like a little cave.
Okay, so as you and Urdak arrive, you more welcome to make a perception check for that.
I'll do Al's wisdom on Urdak and ARS. Which is
What's that?
advantage on wisdom checks.
All right, so basically you land, you drop polymorph on Wilfred.
It is on good thing.
The earthing of the broom, right? You cast polymorph on Wilfred to get him up.
You probably worked me. I thought you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way.
Okay.
it would be-
So, not great, but not terrible. 16.
16, easy enough. You guys do see a sort of a slight sort of a sort of indentation into the sort of the stone. Looks like it'll hide you from the rain and the weather, but it may also hold other things.
Right. So I'd like to spend then 11 minutes to cast Lehman's tiny hut in that space.
All right. Yep. So you
Where
Easy
you
enough.
going?
so as you guys sort of sit there for 10 minutes, you're sort of shivering in the rain. ARS virtually casts Lehman's tiny hut, and you guys now have a place to sleep.
How far back in does this little cave go?
So as you guys look around in there, there are sort of chasms that go in, like sort of tunnels that go in deeper. I'm not sure how far deep. But this little like overhang around is just sort of maybe like 10 feet in or 20 feet in.
Well, this is dry in here.
Yeah, this is much better than outside.
What did you do, ARS? Where did you learn to do this?
Well, I'm afraid I never told you guys quite everything about my background and my past. But for a while, I studied with my grandfather, who is one of the greatest wizards of the Pallid Grove.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Joe.
Exactly.
Grandpa Joe.
Yeah, I think we talked to him. I think he's Carrick's guardian now.
Yeah, nice.
Oh wow, I mean that's
Wow.
impressive. But yeah, I mean, and you say
They've definitely learned a lot since.
I mean, I've been talking to all these magic people and I still can't.
But
Well, you gotta have faith.
And then,
Yes. I don't know what he has.
Angvor will tell me I don't have to have faith anymore, so that's.
And you're just like wild nature stuff.
It's just boring.
so I would suggest maybe we get some rest for the night.
Yeah, recover.
yeah, I think that's a good idea. Now that we at least made it to the island.
I guess we still should post a guard.
Yeah,
Or,
I
you know,
think that
look out,
would be a good
even
idea
though-
for somebody to keep watch.
Yeah.
Yes.
Means you gotta sit in the rain.
No, you're not supposed to sit outside.
You can stick your eyes out
Yeah.
the.
You can see through it.
Stick your eyes out the.
You can see through it. I'm
Probably a window.
pretty sure. You can.
It's like a.
It's like
mesh
only
net
only
that-
things you want can move through it, right?
Right. Yep.
That's how it works.
That's pretty. Yeah.
You want the rain.
I can take first watch.
Okay.
Alright.
I'll take second watch.
Alright.
We just need one more.
I'll take third because
You don't need to sleep.
I don't need to sleep it for 4 hours.
Are you guys gonna compete now?
Early
Say
morning.
less.
I'm not tired.
I got that, not to brag or anything.
The other- but-
ARS doesn't have to sleep either. That's the thing.
3.5 hours.
ARS is like, oh yeah, 3 hours and 15 minutes. Huh?
I can just have 3 hours and 2 minutes.
Oh, no.
And a
3
cup
hours.
of coffee.
I'm down to 6 hours. tonight.
So
All right.
when ARS goes to sleep, he'd like to use I guess 8 of his remaining spell slots to cast good berries. And then-
Yeah.
So then he'll have some good berries for tomorrow.
All right.
He'll keep his fifth
Spell
level
slots,
spot.
That's
slot just
what,
in-
80 good berries?
80 good berries.
That's 80 hit points right there.
You need a little slingshot. It'd be a range attack to try to shoot across the battlefield.
With the caster healer. I mean,
Yeah.
The like
Range could vary.
DPS healer.
All right. So Wilfred, can I have a perception check from you, please?
Yeah, I'll do Eagle Splendor or the one I can get advantage on.
Mm-hmm.
I would also like to attend to something on here, the ring of regeneration. So,
Okay. Yeah, you can do it. No problem.
21.
21. All right. So as you're staring out into the darkness, you see something emerge from the shadows. I think, let's see how it can. You see it emerge from the sort of the shadows, and it's got sort of like this like smoky, foggy appearance on all of its edges. There's no sort of clear border to it. It's sort of like it's got like a bald head. It sort of sticks out its tongue. Its tongue has like sort of two pieces to it. Sort of like flips out its tongue. It's like got almost two snake tongues. It sort of looks around. It sort of like goes over and sort of like goes up to where you guys came. Sort of goes up to the edge of sort of the hut. Looks around. Sort of walks around the edge of the hut for the duration of your watch.
Just watching.
I really hope this thing doesn't let things in. It hasn't let water in yet, but. Great. I will hit 3 hours and wake up ARS.
All right.
Okay, that's
Someone's out there.
40
Someone's out there.
48
This
hit points.
bald thing that has
Yeah,
I think he's been.
Can you make a perception check for me, please, Aris?
16.
16. So as you look out, you see this creature, but it sort of moves away and disappears in the shadow, and you kind of lose sight of it. As you sit there for the rest of your watch, you sort of see lots of shifting shadows, lots of shifting shapes, but nothing particularly interesting.
Okay. So after I guess 3 hours, we'll split the difference. I'll wake up Erdak and say, hey, it's your turn.
All right.
All right.
Anything out there?
Yeah, we saw a creature, and I'll describe it,
Mhm.
but way maybe an hour or two ago.
I'll keep an eye out.
All right. Make a perception check. Erdak.
13.
13. So as you stare out there, not too much appears. As sort of now is sort of the beginning, sort of like the sort of the pre-dawn, sort of that dusky sort of gray time when the sun is sort of below the horizon, but it's already starting to cast light, begins to appear. The rest of the party wakes up.
Is that how the sun is bright? It casts light every morning and concentrates on it.
The concentration.
Which one of the Sarah Ray casts light every morning on a orb?
On the orb in the sky.
Told you the earth was
Well,
flat.
I didn't see anything on my
I
watch.
cast
But we should probably
Dispel magic.
be looking out for this lady that's supposed to come and open this
Oh, yeah.
magical door.
Pretty early, right?
Mhm.
Yeah. It's supposed to be in the early hours. Probably all hustle out of the little hut here and look towards the lighthouse. And
How big is this island per se?
It's quite small. It's probably maybe like 500 feet in diameter. There's sort of like there's sort of like you guys are sort of at the top where the lighthouse is. And it's sort of like relatively flat-ish, but then it sort of like begins to sort of go down a little bit, and there's sort of like tiers down. And so you guys are welcome to kind of look around these different tiers as it sort of slopes down on the far side away from Port Damali.
Yeah.
Might not have a lot of time once that door opens,
Yeah.
if we're going in.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think, yeah, and I guess so you said they're sloping towards the lighthouse.
Something away. So lighthouse is at the sort of the highest point.
Okay, so we're
And then-
kind of climbing up towards it.
Yes, you guys are a little bit down from the lighthouse. lighthouse is sort of like on this outcropping at this point, and there's sort of like a sort of flat-ish area, which is it's uneven, but it's flat-ish. That's where you guys are sort of hunkered down for the night. Then it sort of slopes down on the far side, away from the white lighthouse. And it's sort of away, sort of starts to go down a little bit, and then there's like pieces that have fallen off, and there's like little outcroppings here and there. That sort of goes down on the far side.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm thinking we head towards the lighthouse and see what we can find. That sound good?
Keep an eye out.
I can I can locate creature. I can attempt to locate Celine.
Look at the object again.
Or,
Creature. I can.
Oh,
locate her.
creature.
Oh,
yeah,
That sounds
try
promising.
that.
Yeah,
could have tried that, because it's within 1,000 feet too.
it's within 1,000 feet.
Oh, nice.
You could do your cloak thing.
Yeah, we may want, do you want to wait until we're closer to the center, or how big is this island?
It's about 500
500 range?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
maybe 500 feet in diameter. It's quite small.
Okay, yeah, so good.
Yeah,
So
Um,
it should be
Yep, yep.
okay.
Probably less than 500 feet in diameter, to be honest.
Your cloak again.
Or being an object from like one of the prisoners or something. like a
I was
shadow.
thinking creature would be a lot better. I could do the prisoner, or I could do her.
Prisoner might be better because she might be back in her house. She might have dropped them off and gone home.
Yeah, but if she's here, we want to know that as well. But I do one of the prisoners that I saw.
Okay.
It seems more helpful information.
As you cast locate creature.
Yep.
Yes, and you locate the creature. It is located in the bowels of this island. Maybe about 100 feet down in the center of the island somewhere.
Down, down, down.
So maybe the cave is where we need to go.
Yeah, we did not know, we didn't search back farther in the cave there. It
But
didn't
also
seem-
there should be some lady too.
Where they did say there was someone coming to open a magical door.
Mhm.
That was the way into the prison.
Yep.
So
So I think we need to,
we get to
Look
the,
Let's see if we can find the door.
get to the best vantage point and keep a watch for whenever this lady shows up.
I think we keep a watch out, like you said, Erdak, but then we also, let's look around this lighthouse to see, have you guys already searched around here before? Or have you been here
First
before?
time out here.
I guess the lighthouse was lit during the night, right? It wasn't
No,
like
it was not lit.
run down. Nobody didn't seem like anybody was there.
Didn't seem
Right.
anyone was there necessarily.
Yeah, let's look for a door. And
Lighthouse.
see if someone can. I know we can fly, so maybe if there's a way up top,
Mhm.
way in up there.
I can do detect traps once we get up to the lake.
Okay. All right. So make whoever is looking for doors or an entryway, make an investigation check for me, please.
Our investigations.
Okay, I'll look for that.
Hmm,
All right. So who rolled? Yaris, what'd you roll?
20,
20? Erdak, what'd you roll?
I got a natural 20, which is a
Nice.
22.
All right. Wilfred, did you roll as well?
No.
I rolled, I was gonna look around and it was a 20, 15 plus 8 is 23.
All right. So the three of you, as you guys begin to, you quickly find what looks like it's not a door so much as it's like a sort of like almost like a slit sort of in this like was a sheer sort of like metal lighthouse, and you guys see a slit that is probably large enough for most of you guys to fit through. Maybe not Girthang, but in sort of the door, and it looks like it leads into the inside. You guys peer in and you see what looks like a bizarre sort of like inside that is filled with sort of like beautiful but alien mosaics on the walls.
I'll cast find traps.
Okay. So you find a trap on this particular door. You're welcome to try and disarm it.
do you want me to try to undo it, or do you want to do it? Try to-
You can
Disarm.
go for it. I don't have any.
Yeah,
expert-
You
I'll,
can just find them.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a thieves tools check, is that what it is to?
Yeah.
How do you, thieves tool, okay, yeah,
Mhm.
so I am proficient in thieves tools,
All right. So make a thieves tools check for me, please.
so, sorry.
I can also just run through it. I can disarm it. Take a run through a bunch of traps and raging.
So I just want to make sure I get that. So that's a 24.
24. So you sort of reach into this hole, you sort of pull the lever, you sort of, you feel it click, and then this sort of this door sort of pops open a little bit. This door that was completely invisible before, it sort of pops open, and now it's sort of a maybe 6 foot tall door that you guys can sort of go into.
Thanks.
Ooh, oh, that's easier than trying to crawl through that little hole.
I
That was
agree.
magical.
Technically not.
So
I don't get it.
Yeah, let's get through.
It was supposed to be a
Anyways.
magical door.
Anyways.
So did you see? You still have detect traps up, right? Or that it lasts for a bit, right?
Yeah, it's, well, no, it's just instantaneous.
Okay.
So it would have been the one.
Whatever you could see.
But I can sense any traps within range, which is 120 feet, that is
Okay.
within. So I would have been looking through that little.
Sure,
slit.
sure. So there's on the other side there is a glyph that is sort of trapped as you guys sort of enter into the room.
Oh, there's also another trap over there I saw when I was looking through the.
It's a
slit.
glyph.
It's a glyph.
Dispel magic.
Okay, you cast dispel magic, and you see it sort of fizzle and explode, and sort of this pink sort of energy sort of fizzles from the floor. And you guys enter in, and you see what is a bizarre sort of it's sort of like almost like cave paintings on the walls, sort of these like they're not quite stick figures, but they're sort of more they're more like Minoan architecture, or sort of like these more ancient styles, where you see people and you see sort of this serpent that is sort of being worshipped by the people, and you see the people with sort of these olive skin praying to the serpent, and you see all sorts of other things. You see different gods, some of which you recognize, some of which you don't. Yeah, and that's sort of as you enter in, you enter into this alien world on the walls.
We wouldn't recognize it seeing like Tiamat. I guess.
Make an Arcana check.
That'd be the one I would. Not awful. That's a 13.
You do not recognize this particular individual or anything on the walls, I should say.
could I also try to recognize anything on the walls?
Yeah, make an Arcana check. Yeah.
Can I determine like an age date? Like how long things have been
Can you
here?
cast carbon dating?
Yeah. Make a. Let's see. Nature. Arcana. Make a nature or survival check. Your choice. Probably survival. Make a survival check.
So I got a 24 Arcana.
Okay, so you recognize this. Since you are sort of from this area, you know that the individual, sort of the sea serpent with all the eyes on it, is Ukatoa. And you guys recognize as well, sort of the symbol, the hooded cobra of Zahir, the cloaked serpent, on some of these images as well.
We went through that somewhere, didn't we?
The quote, maybe?
Like the puzzles with the rubies and stuff like
remember
that.
Oh, yeah, we did. That was with under Golden here.
Yeah.
I rolled a 25 survival.
Okay, it's 25 survival. So you recognize that these are, again, probably they date back to around the time of the calamity.
This is old.
Oh,
Can I tell if anyone's been through recently?
Make a different survival check. That's a different check.
That was my original ask.
Oh, that was your original ask. I'm sorry.
I wasn't necessarily.
Okay.
one,
Okay. So you look around and it
I can roll
appears.
again if you want me to.
No. That's fine. I misunderstood. So as you sort of look around, you can tell that somebody has been here within sort of the last week or so.
Okay.
This looks somewhat lived in. It's not the dust has been swept away in some parts. There don't appear to be any footprints, which is very interesting. But it does appear that someone is traversing through here and potentially even. What did you roll? What was the number?
25.
25. Yeah, potentially with this sort of check, it looks like perhaps they're covering their tracks when they come through here.
Something's been through here.
Are there any other doors or exits, entrances?
There is another door, sort of off to the side. You sort of look up and it's sort of like a hollow, sort of all the way up until sort of like the point which you can kind of see. There's a door off to the right.
I think I'm gonna just stay outside the lighthouse and keep an eye, I'll look out for the door at dawn,
Okay. Okay.
while other people are exploring. And this, I'll relay that to everyone. If you see anything that looks dangerous, just yell.
Yeah,
Make a perception check for me, Aris.
That's a nat 1 for something that's not very high. 7, I think.
So as you're sort of staring, all of a sudden the sun rises and you're staring into the sun. As sort of the sun rises, and you sort of like reel back and you sort of like get the sunspots in your eyes. You're sort of blinking. You don't see anything.
Hey guys, I'm kind of blinded here. Could someone else come take a look, please? Just need a couple minutes.
You got dust in your
Because
eyes?
it's supposed to be, I know it's supposed to be at dawn, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, so I'm gonna see.
I'll step out there and take a look as well.
All right, make a perception check, Radak.
It's not gone.
Well, that's a 14.
14. So as you're sort of staring, as you're reaching out and sort of raise your hands to shield your eyes, you sort of see a sort of golden haired, sort of golden skinned, golden eyed female Solar sort of fly in on sort of the angelic wings and sort of land down, sort of on the far side of the island away from the lighthouse. And you sort of see her land.
Hey guys, I think the lady we've been waiting for just got here.
Where? I can't see anything. I'm blinded.
Down there on the far.
Just take my hand, okay?
Yeah, you
Alright,
guys
well,
might want to come out here. See
all
what-
right, yeah, I guess we gotta get there somewhat.
It's a
quicker.
Solar. She just landed down on the far side of the island
Yeah,
there.
I think we need to book it.
Yeah.
So kind of dash.
Yep. Yo, Wilfred?
Yeah, I just said yeah.
Oh,
As
there
in-
you go.
To the
I
plan.
thought you said DM. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
All right, so you guys begin to book it, right, as a party. So everyone sort of begins to book it down there, and you guys see as sort of this the Solar is sort of touching sort of the rock near where she landed, and then you guys sort of run up as she arrives. She sort of looks over her shoulder, and there so you see this beautiful sort of arcane, but it's sort of it's a magical sort of doorway that goes sort of through the rock, and she sort of. It actually reminds you, Wilfred, of the gateway you saw back in the alleyway when you fought the other Solar. A little bit. And so she sort of dives through it, sort of as you guys are arriving, as she sees you guys arrive. I assume you can't really be stealthy.
Right.
Yeah,
So I think we follow after her, right?
is it staying open?
Is it, yeah.
Is that?
At this brief moment, it appears to be.
Oh,
So how far are we from how far are we from the gate when she?
So probably about 100 feet or so.
I think we have to go
just
for
run
it.
for
I'm
it.
just
Just
gonna
get
go
closes,
for it.
it closes.
Alright,
Let's
run. Let's run.
keep going. Keep charging towards it.
All right. All right. So you guys begin to book it. Can I have you guys and have everyone make an athletics or acrobatics check, just sort of at a speed to get there?
Yep, okay.
Make athletics or damage. Let's
Can I
make
make a deception check instead? Or an intimidation check?
it get left behind.
All right. So
That's only if I'm being
Yeah.
grappled. Can I be grappled?
I'll try to grapple you as
All right, so a really rolled a 12. Wilfred, what'd you roll?
15.
Oh,
Alright.
shoot. I don't get it. unless it's-
Angor, what'd you roll?
16.
Oh wait, acrobatics.
Athletics.
Or acrobatics.
Acrobatics is an 18.
Wow.
18. Okay.
I'm acrobatic.
Mhm.
All right. Erdak, what'd you roll?
23.
All right. Yaris, what'd you roll?
11.
All right. Great thing, what'd you roll?
10.
All right. So as you guys are sort of running up there, Wilfred and Erdak, you guys sort of dive through the gate and sort of fall into the abyss. The gate closes before the rest of you guys can go through.
Hooray.
Well,
And you guys are sort of in this sort of dark chamber.
Is my
Yeah.
location still up?
Your location is still up, like your locate creature.
Yeah, it's,
So
can I,
there's
am I
three of
still
us,
getting the
right?
ping?
Yeah, you're still up. You're still on the island. You're still getting a ping.
Cool.
didn't make it through the gate.
So is that
It's
Erdak,
just,
Erdak and
I
who?
think it's just
Me and
us.
Wilfred.
Yeah,
It's like the
So I
portal shut
can-
right behind us.
Yeah, I also look at
Yeah.
Earthang and Angor and say, I can get one other person there. That's it. What do you want to do?
you have Aurelia as well.
No? Oh, we have Aurelia too. Does
Um,
it really have a dimension door?
She does, yes.
Are we close
That's-
enough?
Well, we saw it, right? We s-
Mhm.
Yeah,
through
you
the
saw
other
the
side.
location, but that could be 100 feet underground or.
Well, it'll go 500 feet.
Yeah.
Dimension door.
As long as it's within 500 feet.
Yeah,
You could try to talk to one of them, right? You got your little messaging thing?
yeah, but it's supposed to
That's only
point to
100
them.
feet.
It's only
And
100 feet.
Kind of know. the
What are you
direction.
trying to do? How are you getting us there?
Well, we saw the opening.
Yeah,
And
So,
he has a
what-
picture in his mind of
Yeah.
the location.
So
Yeah.
we go through that, what we saw.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Is that or wait till tomorrow morning?
I think we need to follow.
somebody has to.
What do you think? Yeah, I mean, does Aurelia see anything?
Aurelia responds, "Let's do it." And she casts Dimension Door.
With someone.
And then
Hopefully.
I'll wait until she's done and see if it worked.
Alright. So she walks through, hoping that somebody else comes with her.
I'll
Um,
go.
All right, so Gerthy can go with her.
Yep.
And
And-
you guys sort of, and so Wilfred and Erdak, you sort of see this blue door sort of appear, and you see Aurelia and Gerthing sort of walk through and appear next to you guys.
Fireball.
And then, like, I'll just wait 10 seconds and assuming that they don't come back, I'm gonna cast Dimension Door
Mhm.
and
I
say,
got my
Angor,
better
let's go.
All right.
And you guys sort of pass through and you arrive in sort of this deep tunnel in the rock.
And it's dark.
It's dark. It's complete pitch black.
Okay.
I can see in dark.
Should have grabbed torches.
I just, I'm really quiet because there's other things that came in here and I have no idea if they're friends or foes.
Well, what can we see? Yeah, because we have dark vision, right? I have dark
Some
vision.
of-
Yeah, so I mean, you guys have dark vision. You guys can see a tunnel that goes on for an undetermined amount of time. It's dark. It probably goes on for, as far as any of you guys can see, at least 100 feet. Pitch black.
Okay. Let's,
Yeah,
Crashing through after the solar, we didn't see like any.
Yeah. So you did see like the solar sort of pass through, but the solar passed through very fast, right? So you saw sort of this ray of light sort of sweep through and sort of it turned left down the hallway.
So can everyone see in the dark?
Will can't.
No,
Will needs light.
but I'm not doing anything because I saw other things come in here and I have no idea if they're friends or foes.
We're
Sorry,
speaking.
sorry.
20 passive perception can hear us whispering.
No one was speaking. It was all messed up.
So is it Wilfred and Gerthane?
Mhm.
You guys can't see.
Yeah, he can.
I can see.
Okay, so it's just
It's just
Wilfred.
me.
It's just Will.
So does Wilfred want to ride on someone's shoulders for now?
I can cast light.
Yeah, you can, but I'm thinking.
Hope
do we
Probably
want
not
to-
the best idea.
I mean, then if we get into a battle, you cast light.
Ride on the barbarian shoulders.
I saw just for a split second the solar shoot down the hallway to the left. But that's all I saw. It's been pitch
And I
dark.
think ARS is gonna, yeah, so I'll say, well, let me go ahead a little bit. And I'll keep you guys up to date and let me see if I can sneak up and see what's up ahead.
Yeah.
So I'll go maybe, I would say 60, 80 feet ahead of the party. And then just use whip message whenever I need to communicate back to the party as far as what's going on and what I see.
Okay, so you head down
Trying
the
to
hallway.
be stealthy.
Yeah, make a stealth check.
29.
All right, so you sort of ghost in the shadows and disappear, moving down the hallway like a whisper. You sort of move down the hallway. You see that there's sort of a fork in the road about 100 feet ahead.
Okay, and this is, so yeah, and it's been straight so far, so I'll take the one.
Went straight, yeah. Take the one to the left, right? So you head down that for another 30 or 40 feet, and then you see sort of this giant opening, and you see like this there's sort of like a spiral around. You see this giant sort of pool in there, and you see sort of guards on the walls, and you see sort of Triton that are mining for something or gathering something in the middle of this giant chasm. They're sort of pulling things up from the ocean, and sort of bringing them up. And you see this sort of what looks like a giant mining operation. You see guards around. And
I'd like to try to estimate how many guards I can see.
so a quick glance around, you can probably see close to 20.
20, okay.
It's also light here. That's the other thing.
Yeah.
It's sort of at the end of this tunnel. It's sort of light in there.
Okay. So I'd like to stay in the darkness.
Right.
Dark, but kind of get as close as I can to see. And how close is the closest guard?
Probably actually around the corner from the exit. You could probably grab him from the dark. Honestly, he is fully in the light. But he's probably within arm's reach of the sort of the end of the passageway.
So I'll, once I see this, I'll go back with the party and maybe we'll stay back a couple 100 feet, like
Mhm.
maybe like 300 to 500 feet, probably
Yeah.
500 feet-ish.
Yeah.
And
So
then
you-
we.
So you're heading back to the party. You're not.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Just head back to the party. You tell them what you saw.
Yeah, then like what's the plan? I mean, there's 20-ish guards, that's a fair number.
Well, when we came down here, the ping was straight down 100 feet. Now it's off. I can still get the ping, so it's
Mhm.
off which direction? Is it above us, below us?
Below you and sort of like sort of forward to the left, kind of.
So it looks like it,
The direction that.
The
tunnel
direction
was
he
going.
went.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, we would have to go through those guards to get to them.
Now, the other thing is if we start something, we don't know how to get out of here.
That's true.
Did you see any passage through that we could sneak around these guards there, Aris?
Any exit signs lit up and arrows pointing, just an OSHA or
I'm assuming that I didn't really search for one, so I'm assuming I didn't see anything.
I mean, yeah, not with just a basic, without actually looking for it with a
No,
perception.
But yeah, I
and
know
here's
that-
where it goes.
When you originally did your locate creatures, was that while we were at the lighthouse? Where was that?
Up top. Yeah, at the
Yeah,
lighthouse.
Light, and it was directly below you. So that would
Pretty
be
much.
the lighthouse is directly above us.
But now it's awful.
It's off.
Yeah. But yeah, I could probably try and, if I was smart enough, I could triangulate the.
Yeah, I mean,
Lighthouse.
with an intelligence check, you figure it out probably. Yeah.
What, do you know what they were doing in there?
It looks like they were mining. I couldn't tell exactly what it was that they were mining.
Data mining.
Mining something from the sea.
Bunch of miners.
Interesting.
Crypto mining.
Yeah.
Really, really hot. Isn't it?
Yeah, underwater, water cooled.
Water cooled.
Well, I mean,
Hmm.
we're gonna have to find a way through it somehow. I mean, maybe we could get a better lookout, and maybe sneak up there. It sounds like you were able to sneak up fairly well. Maybe we could sneak up and
Could
find maybe there's a passage or some way.
Some stairs.
we could
Be
push
going up.
through the guards.
Yeah,
Do you know how big that chamber was?
it was, how, you know, I mean, how big?
I mean,
was-
I would say it was probably maybe 50 feet in diameter from one side to the other. So I mean, it was basically a perfectly circular hole that sort of like spiraled around, and it had like sort of like ledges around it. But sort of from one ledge to the other was probably about 50 feet.
The prisoners have picks in their hands and stuff, tools.
There were guards.
They were mining underwater, so it's unclear what they were using to mine. But you could see them transporting things using sort of like the mining carts.
You're good at talking to people's heads. You could ask one how close they are to rebellion. They need a sign, and we could kick it off.
Yeah,
That's-
because have a strange voice go in your head, that'll be normal.
You could just. you
Don't,
could
don't,
say,
don't look around. Don't do anything. Will you
If
rebel?
you're looking for a sign, just say this.
You'll know what to do.
Don't worry, we're not the guards. You can trust us.
This is the light bringer.
Did you see if there were any other entrance, like exits on the other side, or?
I didn't notice it.
Good.
You said the path spiraled down, did it also spiral up any farther above, like where we are?
Yes, it did.
So I would
That's probably a good
guess
guess.
that it probably spirals up to the lighthouse.
So, yeah,
Probably.
let me go back and take a closer look. Now, what should I look for? I can look for what, I'm gonna try to get a closer look for what they're mining, look for a passageway across.
Kind of get
What-
see if there's what's on the other side, like get an eye as to.
If we go through there, what are we actually going towards? Like,
Yeah, that's what I would say.
I don't know. I don't know if that's helpful, but
So you're- and like how, so we roughly how many guards, of course.
Yeah.
Talk about that.
Yeah.
We could try to get a guard and interrogate them.
We could.
Yeah, we could certainly clear out that room as well.
With 20 guards, and we don't know how.
We
We might
Try
be
to
able
get some kind of idea of how well armed they are, or how.
I could just go in there and fireball all of them.
we don't care about you. We here for you.
I have
If
ways,
it's all guards,
that's what exactly what I was thinking.
Oh, I thought there were
Yeah.
guards and like prisoners.
That's,
mining.
no, it sounded like
all
what ARs was telling us, it sounds like it was all guards and. I mean, I have a way I could intoxicate the whole room.
It was not all guards. There were prisoners transporting
Goods and-
things out of the water. So basically, there's like the mining pit was in the water, and they were using the Triton to mine under the water, basically. And so on the ledges were guards and very few Triton, but in sort of down the bottom there were more Triton. So the guards had vantage points from the lips around the.
plenty of collateral damage in our time.
Yeah.
So we could try to lure some of them into the tunnel. I have my little friend here, and I'll pop out my owl familiar and say, we could have them like fly through and.
Now underground.
Where's Demon Chad?
He's been gone.
He's
for-
been gone.
Haven't had the
I've
time.
not
Yeah,
had the time or the,
The resource.
I mean, I've had the resources, I just have not thought about it or had the time. But he is still away at the moment.
Or we could try to use thaumaturgy to try to lure the one into the tunnel and then ambush him.
Yeah, certainly that could work. It's a pretty
Yeah, we
easy
could.
plan, at least to get one of them away.
And that would not raise alarm from the other ones, and we could interrogate them. Figure out what we're up against.
Figure out how.
Ha-
strong he is.
How many guards were there and what was the
I
ratio?
saw about 20, but
About
I,
20 guards and
Yeah.
the rest.
but I couldn't see everywhere. So
Well, let's see if we can get a guard, I think. Because I mean, I think that gives us at least.
so what do you think a noise would be best, maybe?
There's one nearby you, didn't say?
Can you just message one? No,
I suppose I could.
Can you just message one and make it sound like a noise in his head?
It would be,
No.
you'd have to be able to.
I don't know how a message works.
Please
I
step
don't
around
know.
the corner.
We can
I
certainly.
wasn't sure if it was like a
Yeah.
thaumaturgy.
It's supposed to be a whisper, and then your whisper kind of gets sent to the person you're pointing to.
We can make it sound like a step on a rock behind him.
Mhm.
I mean, easily can make that deception there. And somebody could be, ARS could be standing in the shadows as he comes around.
I mean, because I guess are we gonna try to, like, can we do non-lethal damage here? Or how do you?
You just say. Rules is written, it's like,
Yeah, you
I
just-
do this non-lethally.
I think as long
You have
as
to
it's
specify.
melee as well. I think.
Oh, it
has to be
might be
melee.
piercing.
I think if
I
you
shoot
do.
a non-lethal arrow.
I'm not sure how. I'm not sure. how
I burn
range-
it with non-lethal fireball.
I don't think spells, I think spells,
Okay.
It might be spells aren't.
you
the,
can't say a non-lethal fireball.
I would like to burn them to almost
Really,
Die.
I think that's wrong.
Medium well.
medium well, crispy.
I think the idea is that a melee weapon you can hit him with like the pommel of your sword or something like that,
Yeah.
right?
That makes sense.
Where that's much harder to do with an arrow or with a
I have
fireball.
Rubber
Yeah.
tip there.
You could-
Rubber knocked
They
it.
can make bullets,
Yeah.
but you would probably have to like track and stuff really.
I mean, are we gonna try and
I think it's probably our best chance. to try
distract
to
this
lure
guard
him.
at least? Yeah, well,
Because, unless, because I don't, I'm not that good with melee, so I'm not gonna be able to.
Oh,
so
if you can get him there, I can grab him.
Mhm.
I
I
mean,
don't know how quiet it'll be, but I can get him.
I don't have silence prepared.
Yeah, I don't either.
guess
That's
you didn't see
true.
the solar in there. You came through.
The other thing, I
warned them.
could use some more powerful magic and try to turn him into a turtle or something like that, then pick him up and we can take him further back down the tunnel.
That's true, too.
That's true. Turn them into like a, turtle or
That's
something
true.
that's easy to grab hold of.
It just means I'm burning a higher level slot, but I can do that. What do you think? And that would be the quietest way to probably
Yeah,
do
that
that.
actually might be the best thing to do.
Okay,
yeah.
And then we can,
so I'll try to sneak up on him.
All right.
I'll try to sneak up on him and cast polymorph. then.
All right. So make a stealth check to sneak up on him.
22.
22. All right. So you sort of slip down the hallway, back down. As you sort of turn the corner, you see the guard. You try and cast polymorph on him.
Yep.
Cast.
Yeah.
Nothing happens.
Nothing happens.
Cast. Nothing happens.
Okay. Does that mean do I also lose the spell slot?
Basically, yeah. So it's basically magic. Yeah. So I think so. I think that's how that works. But
Oh, anti-magic fields or something, probably.
That's what happened in the last person we were in.
That's true.
yeah. So let me look up how this
I
works.
don't know if it's an anti-magic field. I don't think you would. I think that's more like
I think it's just like he tried to.
Yeah,
it
it
doesn't
doesn't
I
work.
wouldn't even cast at that point.
Yeah.
You just like.
Spells can't be cast. Yeah. So spells can't be cast. So you aren't burning.
Stuck here forever.
Yeah.
So I'll go back and I'll say, guys, spells don't work in here.
Wait, you sure you're here or just you?
I think
Is
it's.
it possible?
All right.
You went pretty, you had to go close
I
to
mean,
him.
I
so
can
don't
go
know.
grab him if we get him around to the corner.
I think so with thaumaturgy, and so then I'll say, why don't you try some thaumaturgy just to see if it's working out here.
Yeah, I mean, we can cast it, go down the hallway a little bit and cast it.
You can already do like a little.
When I was
breeze or
at
something.
the when I was in the other person, there's a similar thing. I couldn't cast my divination spells, but I could cast my innate spells.
Okay.
If that makes any sense.
Mhm.
Like, I was able to cast Burning Hands, and that was from what I got from my. Yeah, if that makes sense. It might be the same thing, it might not. Just something to. If you look at spells that you.
Yeah, I don't think I have anything that's gonna be helpful. I think we just make a noise and try to draw them away.
You gotta try to grab him.
So
I can try to grab.
I'll
him.
try thaumaturgy first.
So I'm gonna stay kind of close to where the main area is and try to hide, look for a little nook to hide in.
Mhm.
Because technically I'm invisible with anything that uses dark vision to see it in the dark.
Yeah. So yeah, you can disappear. What are you doing, Wilfred?
I'm gonna attempt thaumaturgy and make.
How far are you going?
Well, it's a range of 30 feet.
Mhm.
Depends on how far out I can See, but they can hear what, does it say how far out they can hear?
Because they're down the hallway. So it's basically what's been happening is the ARS goes down the hallway, turns the corner, disappears, comes back and tells you what's going on.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, noise
Does
travels.
commentary have to be a noise?
No, but I can do noise.
Mhm.
Well, if you're just trying to see if it works,
I can do light. I can make my eyes change colors.
here we go, do that.
Make my eyes look red.
All right, so your eyes look red. It works here.
Yeah, see, you like, your eyes are a different.
So I
color.
could, or it's just you pass the barrier.
Yeah, so there, it must be in between. Yeah.
But I,
But
yeah,
I'm
I
hiding.
could, I could do like a, no, we could just throw a rock.
Yeah, why do we need magic when we can literally make noises
Sure,
with
yeah.
our bodies?
Yeah. Yeah.
And somebody literally has to be there by the corner to grab them.
Yeah.
So I'll go, if we're ready, I'll go to the corner that the guy on the other side that the guy is at. And prepare to grapple him. Try to
Alright.
think. If I reckless attack or grapple, I assume I can't do that stealthily.
Yeah, so you need to first make a stealth check before you get to that.
I don't have anything for you because it's all concentration.
Because that is our plan, right? We're going up to grapple. That's pretty good. Or that's not terrible. That's a 17. stealth.
17. All right, so you begin to move down the hallway. You're not near as stealthy as ARs, but you are making a lot of sound as you move down. Maybe a little scuff here and or there, but not enough that you think they'll notice. So you make your way down. So it's sort of when you turn the corner successfully, you look down, you sort of see the light spilling in at the end of the hallway. You sort of move down, you sort of peek out, you see the guard there. You sort of press yourself against the wall. Doesn't appear to respond at all.
And so is he fairly close to grabbing, or is he at the door? I have to move down the hall a good bit to grab and pull him back.
So basically, so if here's the hall, right? So he's sort of like on this out here. So the hall goes out down.
Okay.
I'll draw a picture. So
Is he just like on the other side of the corner?
yeah, so basically, here's my table picture. So here's the hall, that goes down, right? And then
Okay.
he's sort of back over here.
A little
Um,
bit.
Yeah, so
Okay.
around the corner, basically.
So I would have to probably like step out to grab. and pull
Yeah,
him.
so right now he's probably within arm's reach. So you could grab him and pull him, but they would see your arm most likely, right? The
Yeah.
other guards would. So
Um,
so the original plan I think was to make a noise so he comes into the hallway and then you can grab him.
We didn't talk about it. Somebody doing the noise for me, or do I just need to like drop a
I'll
coin?
use-
Is he going?
I'll use message and I'll say, someone, Wilford or Angor or Erdak, make a noise. Try to make it sound semi-natural. Like,
Where
well,
are you right now, Yaris?
I'm hiding, like, I'd be hiding sort of near the entrance, but in the, in the shadows, in the darkness. in
So
the dark.
near like the entrance from like the
I see.
circular room where the Tritons are?
I imagine myself like there's the entrance where the guard is. I imagine that I would be, sort of maybe 10, 15 feet back from there. But then Gerthang would be like another, whatever, 30 feet, 30, 40 feet back.
So it doesn't work. Your message doesn't work.
Okay, yeah.
I guess we're stuck back there.
Somebody was supposed to
Make a noise.
make a noise, right? Everything just took off
Yeah.
up there.
Are they ready? Can I see them? Oh, it's not
Nope.
yet.
Nope. It's dark.
I'll turn around to the people and be like, all right, like,
I'll try to,
You so again, Yaris and your thing, if you guys are sort of towards the entrance, you guys are around the corner from the entrance from where you guys arrived, right? By the dimension door.
I'll try
Um,
to,
as long as only one person comes around the corner. that's-
So I'm gonna just take a rock yourself.
you know,
I'm-
I'll-
yeah. Go ahead. Good thing you can do it.
Yeah, I'd say I can just like, if there was a rock on the way up, fine, that I picked up and.
You can find a rock.
Not right next to me, but kind of back down the hallway just a little bit, so it's not necessarily right there.
Give me hours in the
It's
head.
here. Here. Click, click, click. Hey, what was that?
Oh, no.
sort of see a sort of an orcish face poke into sort of the hallway. He sort of begins to sort of move down the hallway, sort of slowly peering into the darkness.
And I'd be keeping my, of course, keeping my crossbow trained on him, ready to
All right.
shoot him. At
He doesn't appear to be able to see either of you as he sort of enters into the darkness of the hallway.
So I guess if I won't move out, but as soon as he gets into range.
Yep.
Or if it's like within 10 feet and I feel like I can step up and grab him,
Yep, easy enough to do. Yeah, he'll move within range. You can try and grapple him.
I'll do reckless grapple.
All right.
Because that grapple's an attack.
Yep.
Um, that's a natural 20 for, so it's a strength or to hit, it's strength plus proficiency.
It's like athletics or
Yep.
something like
That's-
that.
20, 25 if it's athletics.
All right. So you grab him, you sort of put him in a headlock, and you begin to sort of drag him down the hallway.
I'll just like whisper in his ear, if you make a sound, then like basically I'll rip your neck.
Yeah, it's complete surprise. You're able to. He doesn't even make a sound. It's so complete as you grab him out of the shadows, like when those lions that what they call them, the lions that they just come out of the dark and grab the railway workers. So you also sort of grab.
Jump scare.
Yeah,
Jump scare. in his
he
ear.
doesn't even have a chance to make a noise.
And I'll just drag him back at half speed, I guess, back. to-
All right.
And I'm gonna stay at my current location until I'm sure no one is.
Yeah, because
is
somebody
coming.
else may have
Okay.
on to check.
Yeah, so as you guys begin to make your way, as your sort of your thing sort of drags this guard past you, Aris. Again, it's so complete, it's a surprise. You don't even hear anyone talking about what they probably assume that he's just walking down the hallway.
Here he is.
Alright, what, we asking them about how did we get through?
About their numbers and
What their point is, what are they doing
what
down
are they
there?
looking for? I guess we should go down the hallway a little bit. so
Yeah,
we
like,
can get
know,
to-
Several hundred feet.
Yes, I mean you guys are again probably able to drag him back to the rest of the party. Easy
Okay.
enough.
So I think we need someone who's good with intimidation.
I mean, I'm also pretty good, so I guess I'm standing in behind him, dragging him with like my mouse over him,
Mhm.
or my hand over his mouse, and I guess we want to know,
What they doing here?
Yeah.
yeah, what are y'all looking for down here? And I'll like kind of like grab his arm really tight as I like take my hand off, just to kind of let him know
Right.
that he has to do something, so yeah.
Make an intimidation check for me. We're trying to intimidate him.
It's not as good. as-
Does he get advantage for the net 20 earlier?
That's an 18.
18. All right. So he sort of looks at you. And Nick, this would kill me if I told you.
Well, we could kill you now too.
And
so.
I'm gonna take my crossbow and put it up to his throat.
His throat.
To help the intimidation.
It would. This death would be a mercy compared to what Nick would do.
We've heard his name before.
We could draw it out as well.
Do we ever hear about this guy before?
When we were fighting Slowlar,
Yeah,
okay.
that was the first, I think.
That's the first time we
really
had
heard.
yeah.
I don't know if we had. anybody
I
had
haven't
a good
heard of him
history
before.
check on that one. Unless you knew about him from something else.
Who is this Enicthus?
And Nick is a master of shapes. He can make his form into any that he desires. He's behind everything in the Menagerie Coast. He has connections in the Revelry, in the Clovis Concord. He runs the Myriad. He's everywhere.
Fae?
What?
He's just a Fae. That's who he is. Is that the guy that you're talking about?
Nixus? A Fae?
Yeah.
No, he's not one of those weak and worthless. Fays are they're jokes compared to a Nixus.
Wilfred, I think we've met Nicholas,
Yeah, he was Fae.
Hmm?
He was Fae.
the changeling.
Yeah, he's Fae. The changeling is a Fae. If I think I got that history check right. I mean, I saw-
I don't.
or did I not get that he was a Fae?
He's not a Fae. I don't think I said that. I think we Nixus was the only place you guys had heard of Nixus was back when Angvor was in Nicodranas.
Mhm.
So growing up in Nicodranas, that name had been
I heard
mentioned,
that name once,
You hadn't heard it once, yeah.
but he is not a Fae. So
that's why I'm thinking like when he's explaining this, I'm like, seems that we've met a Nicholas. But we will never know where he is or who he is.
The solar that comes through here, who is that?
Anara. She used to serve Pelor, but Nixus has a way of getting into your mind and transforming those that used to be his enemies into his most loyal servants. He did it to Zelene. He did it to Anara. And he did it to Rampest.
I don't think we've heard.
Why do you keep Tritons and as prisoners? What do they have to do with any of this?
Isn't it obvious? They're the ones that can work to free. Well, some secrets got to be kept, right?
I'll snap his arm.
All right, all right.
Go ahead, cover his mouth
All
as
right.
much as I can. All right. So what are they looking for?
He spits blood in your face.
I could heal his arm in place.
Keep feeling it.
Yeah, feel it in place. That's like 90 degrees.
This actually pretty.
Haven't you guessed?
So how do we get to the other side of the cavern? Or is there anything on the other side?
The cavern it's a cavern. There's no, this is the only exit.
Did you mention the calamity stuff? The age to us?
Nah.
Tell us what you're mining down here. What is the point?
Make an intimidation check anymore.
That is a 23.
This place used to be sacred to Ukatoa. They're looking for a way to retrieve relics of Ukatoa.
See,
wasn't too bad.
Now kill me before Ichthys finds out.
Relics of what? Relics that do what?
Look, if you're gonna die anyways, you might as well spill the beans.
I don't know. I don't know.
I mean, cause like alternatively, like, we could just let you go back and we could just tell people, you know, like, hey, this guy's spilled the beans.
Yeah. So, I'd say, well, how many guards are stationed in the cavern at any given time?
Are you, what do you mean by guards? You mean the ones that
Followers of Uka Luka,
Thanks.
Ichthys.
and Ichthys has he employs other beasts that aren't humans or humanoids. You wonder why people don't escape from here? It's not us.
Hmm.
It's them. And as
Where-
you guys sort of look out, you see sort of the out of the shadow begins to sort of move. And this bald sort of the bald creature was sort of like the two like snakes, the forked, you know, sort of the two tongues sort of steps out and sort of lets out like a sort of an alarm scream.
Mm.
And that's where we'll end tonight's session.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, gosh.
Snake.